Hey, what is up, collecting crew? I'm back. I'm not MIA. I know I was gone for a little bit. I was lost, but now I'm found. I took a hiatus from the summer, as I'm sure some of my guests here and some of you all have been pretty busy. Been a hectic summer, getting things done, living life basically. But I'm back. Hopefully, I think kids start school next week, so I think I might be able to get back into a rhythm again. We'll see. Obviously as things come up, news drops, and there's figures that I'm interested in talking about it. I'm looking to get back into somewhat of a schedule here coming up. But yes, this is the Figure Lowdown, episode 18. I'm Jay Feezy, and for those of you that are new, first of all, thank you for being here. I appreciate you giving me and us your time to tune in and hear what we have to talk about, talk amongst ourselves, join our hobby, just figure news, discussions, just a variety of things, right? So I'm blanking here. It's been a minute, man. I gotta wipe off the rust here. So Figure Lowdown. This is a stream where I talk about multiple figures of different scales, 1/6, 1/12, sometimes 1/18. I'm actually going to be talking about some figures that I was supposed to be talking about in the previous episode, but it was just so much during that one, so I had to cut some out, and I added them to this episode. So we'll talk about some of those, and this is going to mostly be a smaller scale show. So we're going to be talking about 1/12 mostly, and a few 1/18 figures, and just one 1/6 figures this week. Maybe next week we'll talk about more. But as usual, links to the figures that we'll be talking about are in the description below. So if you want to follow along and check those out as we're discussing them, go ahead and check those out. Those are there for reference, of course, as usual. Shop around. If something catches your eye, be sure to shop around, do your research to see if you can find a retailer that suits your needs and has something for where you're currently living in the world. Right? There's plenty of retailers out there. So have a look around. And afterwards, I will put in the timestamps for this stream. I go in and I put those in manually for all of you to kind of reference and go back and check out. It's just convenient, right? So, I always appreciate when people do that. And I put those in there for you guys. So those will be in there after the stream. But having said all of that, I think I covered the basics again. Gotta wipe off that rust, man. Almost forgot how to do this. Well, with that, let me go ahead and bring in my guest. Returning here, we had him once before. We have Phil, aka Rogue One Photography. What is up, good sir?
What are we doing? Yeah, really good. Thank you very much.
Good, man. I'm glad to actually literally hear you, and you're coming in so far so good. So yeah, man.
Great.
Thank you for coming back.
Great.
Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you.
Oh, pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, of course, man, anytime. And also returning guest who has been out for a little bit, but he is back, ladies and gentlemen, in full action, full swing, if you will, and prepared to school us from the Academy. This is Michael Elliott, Action Figure Academy. What is up? Yeah, there you go, flexing already.
What's going on, Feezy?
What is up, man? Good to have you back, man.
Yeah, good to be back. Good to see you again, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thanks for being here and joining us. And first time. We've been trying to get this guy on my stream for a while, or let alone any of my streams on my channels. Met him in person. Great guy, as well as both of you. But yeah, first time on the stream. I would like to welcome 14 Wellington. What is up, my guy?
Nice to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And for those of you that aren't familiar, he is traveling, so that's not his usual background, but he's joining us from a hotel, so hopefully his connection stays good. But if not, you can always jump on and come back on if you cut out. Ray, just trying to come back on. We'll keep it going. And he's only going to be with us for about an hour or so, so we'll try to get through these. And then talk some figures for, of course, how talk figures, and then towards the end is when we'll kind of do more of like our outros and our general goings on. But real quick, let me adjust the chat real quick here. P-Rockzilla in the house, my guy P-Rock. Brat. I want some 1/12 scale Elden Ring figures. Yeah, I'm sure you and a lot of other people, because that game is huge, man. There's a lot of people who are into that game. I haven't gotten into it, nor have I tried it, but I hear it's a really great one there. Then 14 Wellington is in the house as well in the chat. Thank you for doing double duties there. Let's see. P Rock saying, love the shades. I'm going to guess that's aimed at Mike there. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be coming from P Rock, the guy who rarely shows his eyes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is rare. It is a rarity. It has been done. It's a rare sighting, but it is out there.
Yes.
You got to track it down. All right. And to everyone else who's tuning in, thank you for spending your Saturday with us so far. I know I hope you're having a great weekend so far. It's a great day over here in the US, at least on the West Coast. So hopefully it is wherever you guys are watching from. I appreciate you tuning in and watching us. You could be out doing some other things, mowing the lawn, other responsibilities, setting up that slip and slide in the front yard, and enjoying maybe that heat. Maybe not enjoying it. I don't know, it's kind of hot, but either way, let's see. But anyway, thank you for joining us. Okay, here we go. Having said that, let me go ahead and start us off. Let's see here. All right. First up, gentlemen, the only 1/6 scale figure, the only one we're going to talk about, unfortunately, this week. But that's all right. We talk a lot of 1/6 scale anyways, but this is
thank God it isn't Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah. Yeah, I know to you, right? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure you've all seen this before. I know this has been the talk for the past week. We knew this was coming. This is, of course, the Mondo Lion-O figure. This is the first Thundercats figure from Mondo Toys. And I know they teased this at one of the cons. I forget which one it is. But so this is a timed edition. This is right now going for $250. It is available. So time meaning that it is available until, let's see, August 23rd, 9:59 a.m. Pacific, 11:59 a.m. Central. And so this is up now. If you're interested, we'll go over some more photos here. But this one's standing just over 12 inches, so around 31 centimeters. Expected to ship the beginning of next year, 2025. And let me go through some of these. So yeah, this was, like I mentioned, the first Thundercat from Mondo. More to come, but multiple portraits here. So he has a neutral portrait, the Screaming. Let's see, the Eyes of Thundera portrait. Let's see, going through the description here. The King Lion-O portrait, which I'm not familiar with. I'm guessing that might be something from the comics there. Let's see here. There's a Mondo redesign portrait. I'm thinking it has to do with that one more lion-looking face. See, 3 sets of hands, multiple Sword of Omens variations, the Book of Omens, 2 different claw shields, the classic and the furry, a chain dagger, and a fabric cape. All right, so real quick, let me just kind of say my thoughts on this. I think one of the biggest things, this looks cool. I want to say this looks cool off the bat. I really like the unique look on this. And this is, I believe the concept artist for this one, his name was, let's see, what was it? Emiliano Santa Luca. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he's an Italian artist. And he's actually done concept art for other figures, other toy lines like Transformers and He-Man. And I believe he's also done some comic illustrations for those as well. But this was his design, from what I understand. and so they kind of did their own take on this. They took some liberties, so you can see it looks a little more realistic, right? It's not literally based on the animated style, and it's has a little more realism to it. But of course, you know, it's Mondo, so those joints are there.
I love that shot with him through the sword in his eye.
Yeah, right. This is cool, and this is some camera work here. And I'm glad you brought that up, because that's not actually one of the things that I was gonna say on this figure. One of the cons for me and why I'm on the fence and probably won't pull the trigger. I don't know. But as most people say, the articulation, right? Not being able to see the joints itself, but the limited articulation, I should say. So you can kind of see he has a single bend at his elbow, and unfortunately that doesn't allow him to bring up the sword as close to his face, let alone get some other poses you might want. And I would say he's pretty dynamic, right? Lion-O could be a pretty dynamic figure or character, I should say. But yeah, it's unfortunate just because the knees are double jointed. You can see here, you know, that pretty sure that's going to be double jointed there, just because it looks like there's obviously two attachments here above and below the knee. So I'm curious why they didn't go with the same approach for the elbow there. But yeah, that's the main thing that's kind of hindering or preventing me from pulling the trigger on, or why I haven't yet. And so you can kind of see this pose. Even this pose here looks kind of off, right? Like it doesn't look as natural, just because he has obviously limitations on his arm and how it can bend. But everything else about it looks great. I do like the liberties they did take. You know, I like the little more realistic look. The sculpting on this looks awesome. The paint so far looks good. The hair. This is I'm not familiar with this version of him, so maybe you guys in the chat or here in the panel can enlighten me here on what this look is from. But he does come with Snarf, and I believe this is one of the accessories that come with this timed edition is Snarf. So it sounds like he won't be coming with the regular edition later on. Once once the time edition expires, they just release the standard regular version. But yeah, I'll go ahead and pass it on. I'll stop there and I'll pass it on to you guys. What are your guys' thoughts? I guess Phil, I'll start with you. Can you, because you chimed in on the on that one pose there. What are your thoughts on this one?
I love the Mondo figures. They did a bunch of He-Man figures, didn't they? If I'm correct.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, they did. Yep, that's one of the lines.
Yeah,
they did.
They're really good. I mean, the only off-putting thing for me is that it does look like a toy figure, so the price is quite high. But don't get me wrong, you do tend to get a bunch of stuff with these guys. I think it's 5 head sculpts with this one. Plus
I think it was 5. Yeah,
but 250 is quite steep for what essentially looks, to me, it looks like a toy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think they're fantastic. And same as the He-Man, I'd love to have got some of those He-Man figures, and that battle cat was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's not. If I dive into this line, then that alongside Hot Toys, and the prices of Hot Toys are going through the roof at the moment, just couldn't afford to do it. But I love it. Really happy for anyone who collects this stuff, because I think they're great.
Yeah, and so that's one of the other things a lot of people kind of mention. That's like what they criticize, right? Is just the price for what you're getting, and we'll touch on that later. But also the toy aspect, like you were saying, that's one of the other major things that I keep hearing a lot of figures mention on this. And then here's a photo I was talking about where you can kind of see, a little more realistic version, which I appreciate them putting in. Right, they didn't just leave that one photo where it had the angle directly in front to look like he's doing the sight beyond sight. This one right here, you can kind of see realistically how that actually looks from the side.
Yeah, you're right.
So
it's quite restricted, isn't it? Or looks
yeah,
from there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I would say maybe he can get a little more bend, but I don't think he's going to be able to bring that sword directly to his face. And it doesn't look like he has any butterfly joints on this either. So, I mean, yeah, as usual, the articulation would be the big factor for some collectors, including myself. But Ray, what are your thoughts on this one?
Oh, I'm 100% getting this one.
Yeah, nice.
I do love the look. I like the fact that it would fit in with my other Masters of the Universe figures, right? The animation that was on the Thundercats was always a little bit soft because it's older, right?
Yeah.
And the only thing I can compare this to right now, I think there was Super 7 did some 1/12 scale figures. Some of them had a slightly more realistic look. Some of them had the comic book look, but still none of them had the realism that this Mondo figure's got. Right. And if all this figure was an upscale of the ones that the Super 7s had already done, I wouldn't be interested at all. But the fact that you've got multiple heads, multiple expressions, a realistic look, the fact that even his outfit's a little different, right? So you've got it almost looks more like armor. Like even instead of a unitard with the bikini bottoms, it looks like he's got like armor that's sort of covering the bits and the legs, kind of. The fact that that's an awesome head sculpt right there. Like, I mean, the one thing that everyone kind of complains about Hot Toys sometimes is, oh, well, you've got a great looking realistic figure, but then the expression is kind of vacant or blank. And it doesn't matter how many times you pose the thing, it just doesn't fit. Whereas this thing, I understand that it's limited in articulation, but you put a different head with a different expression on it and get it into a somewhat decent pose that looks like he's either running or attacking or doing something. It changed it up. And for me, I love that option with this one. And if they do it with the other characters, I'm all in. Something else is going to have to give, but I'm very impressed with the way the proto at least looks like for this figure. And I'm going to have to get it.
Yeah, man, I don't blame you. Like I said, I agree. I definitely like the way this looks. And that's a good point you bring up about, I wonder if they intentionally threw in those that many head sculpts, alternative head sculpts, because the articulation is limited. And so, like, okay, what can we do to kind of mix this up and change it and make it somewhat expressive, even though you can't do it through his or her body, right? The figures in general, like their body poses. So that's a good point. I didn't think about that. I didn't put those two together. So I
hope they do a Mumra. I think it looks sick, a Mumra.
Yeah. Oh, they got to, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I want to put money on that they're going to do a Mumra on there. Mike, what do you think on this one?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with everybody on your perspectives. I was going to make a comment about the multiple head sculpts. I'm sure is to offset the price, but that's not enough. And I can't figure out why companies will give you double jointed knees, but they won't give you double jointed elbows. It just makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
The paint is clean. It's a beautiful figure. But right now there are so many figures out there that I would have to put in front of us. $250 is too steep. There are far too many other figures that interest me around that price range. But like I said, it looks great. But I'm not crazy about the price.
Yeah, and that's gonna be that kind of leads into the next topic on this, kind of related, is price. But real quick before I jump into that, I was gonna say, when I saw this one portrait here, let me see me go back to it, the one that has like more of like the cat look, the beast look. When I saw that reminded me of the here on the bottom. Well, wait, you can't see in that or the way I have it here, but it reminded me of, you guys remember that live action Beauty and the Beast show with Linda Hamilton? And,
dude, I used to love that show. I watched it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so great.
Right. And what's his name? The guy who played Hellboy, right? That's him. That was him, right?
Yeah. I see.
I'm blanking.
Ron Perlman.
Thank you, Ron Perlman. There you go. You got it. Yeah, this head sculpt here reminds me of this one here. Doesn't it kind of look like that?
Yes. Man, I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm going to look that up on YouTube. Maybe watch it. Maybe I think I'm gonna look up the because didn't they do a pilot movie first before they did the show?
I
Or at least they
don't
did, or at least the first
remember that.
episode might have been like an hour or 2-part or something. But
You might be right. I don't remember. I just remember the show. My parents used to watch it, and I would watch it with them sometimes. Just like the makeup was cool, and it's just
I was gonna say I remember the makeup being really good, man. It was it was prosthetics, but it looked great.
yeah,
for-
right,
for-
yeah.
for its
That's like
time.
I vaguely remember seeing things like that. Oh, here, let me
Right.
pull up this picture real quick. I got just pulled up a photo here. This is funny.
These head
80s.
sculpts really are nice, though, man. I
At its
mean,
finest.
great expressions. 220, yeah.
Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, I was
I'll
going to
just
say
use it.
maybe 180, 190.
Yeah, I would love it to go back down to that. To 180, 190. Yeah.
Because I mean, there's no sort of.
Very-
Yeah, that's classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is really good makeup, even when you look at it now.
Oh man,
It's
right?
really
Yeah,
clean. That's great prosthetics, man.
I agree. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. I mean,
Yep. That looks really good.
oh, I cut it off. Hold on, let me share this one now. What is up? Yeah. Let me try that again. I think I prematurely switched it up.
Just that because you mentioned it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that Lion-O figure, and I'm gonna pose it next to my Linda Hamilton,
Oh.
Sarah Connor.
Yes.
Yes, nice. You're welcome.
Dude,
That is awesome.
dude, I love doing that same thing. I love mixing IPs up. Just putting the oddest characters together.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah, but anyways,
that was it does kind of remind you of it.
yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I first thought of when I saw it. I'm like,
Now
"Oh,
I'll tell you what
Took me back.
I'll tell you what would escalate this piece something awful.
yeah.
Purrs.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I
I don't
wonder.
think has anybody attempted purrs on a figure that is toyetic that looks cartoon animated.
Not off the top of my head, I can't remember. I'm not sure. Do you guys remember or recall any figures,
That's
animated
with
figures that
those
have purrs?
expressions.
Or
With
movable
those
eyes?
expressions, if you can move his eyes around, that'd be great.
Yeah. Let me come through the chat real quick while you guys are thinking on that one. Thierry in the house. Hey guys, have a great stream. Oh, he popped in probably. Thanks for stopping by.
Loco's here.
No worries if you can't stay. But yeah, thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Yep. And of course, the man himself, the loco one, Lou. What's poppin', people? What is up, Lou? Thank you for coming through. Thank you for stopping by. He's saying Pixel Dan just did a review on this guy. Okay, I haven't seen that yet. I might have to check that out and see how that is. But there you go, folks. If you're interested in seeing how this figure is and seeing what it's all about, check out that review. Let's see. Revoltech and Figma do the rolling eye system, says Lou. Okay, yeah, I don't think I have any. Yeah, I have some of those figures, but I don't think I have any that have specifically rolling eyes. So I don't know. Do you have? Are there specific ones, Lou, that you know of that have the rolling eyes? Because I know some of them have the interchangeable eyes, but I wasn't sure about the rolling eyes. But yeah, so while he's answering that, yeah. So my question here on this, on Mondo in general and their pricing, I do agree that they're priced high. And so my thought was, I wonder if they do that because they don't make as many, right? So usually that's typically what companies do, right? When they make a limited amount of something or a small number, they increase the price to make up for the quantity, right? The quantity that they're not making, right? So they kind of smaller quantity and you raise the price. So I wonder if that's why they're doing that. But of course, there's always, I don't know, the IPs, if that could be a factor. Example, the reason I think that is because I personally see Mondo as the 6 scale Super 7, and Ray, you were mentioning earlier Super 7, and I do have some, I think all of their Thundercat figures except for the kittens, I guess, Wily Cat. I think I need to get those, but everyone else I have, because again, I'm a big Thundercats fan, just like probably some of you guys are. But they're also in that smaller scale realm. People have said the same thing that they're saying about Mondo, right? They're overpriced. The articulation is limited. It's not as great, or it's not as good. And Super 7 I don't know how they're doing financially, if they're still, profiting, making money or what, but I've seen a lot of their figures discounted pretty low too. So I don't know, that to me, that kind of seems like they're not really selling that well, but that's just based on what I'm observing. I don't really know their numbers. And so, kind of similar to Mondo, right? There, a lot of people are saying their figures are overpriced for what you're getting. We've seen plenty of unlicensed figures that are cheaper than that, but again, that's probably the license has to do with that. I don't know how much that factors in, but that's definitely a factor. And then the main thing is now we're getting Hono, right? Hono Studios, right? They're coming out with animated / DC, I should say comic based figures. That probably right now they're more in line with the comics, but their entry grade pricing, quote unquote, is coming in really competitive compared to what Mondo's offering. And granted, they're not making the same figures, I'm aware, but they're just starting off. So maybe down the line, if they're successful and they keep selling these figures and they're doing well, who knows? Maybe they might get similar licenses, and people might think, well, yeah, right, yeah, they're gonna. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you have them too. Let's see, enhance. That's right. Yeah, I've seen your photos. By the way, if you guys haven't already, check out Rogue One Photography on IG. His links in the description below. But yeah, great photos there, and I've seen that one. Yeah, nice job on that one, Phil.
Yeah, I gotta check out your photos. You're on Instagram?
Yeah.
Cool. And I'm still waiting for mine. My Hono Wolverine as well. I keep hearing great things. Yeah, is it?
In terms of the when you're talking about the pricing, Ray, did you say have you got the Masters of the Universe Mondos?
I do.
And what's the quality like overall? Because I mean, I've never sort of seen one in real life, if you like.
It's what, right? It is sort of a toyetic 1/6 scale figure with joints that, these are beefier figures. So there's going to always be some limitation in articulation, because you can't have a bicep that big and then have the person be able to
right.
reach completely around to the back and do everything that you would expect, say, the Hono figure would be. Like, is there any limitation on that in that Wolverine figure, or is it?
No, not at all. It's the body's double jointed.
Okay.
So it's jointed at the chest and the waist.
Let me bring him up there.
So I don't know if you see Zord photography. Like some of the poses he gets out of these is phenomenal. The biggest shame for me is actually the claws are so fragile. Literally out of the box, one dropped out. But I mean, it's silicone arms. I pose them all sorts of shapes and sizes, and there's no lack of quality. There's no I haven't felt like anything is going to tear. And they're really weighty as well, so I was surprised at out of the box.
Yeah.
So yeah, surprised. But even these are, how much was that? The
like
brown
150.
Wolverine going for
the same price, I think, as this yellow one. It was like 150.
Was it? I thought it was a bit more expensive.
That was. Well, I don't know about like in like Europe or Asia, but I know in the States it was 150, which is one I was really surprised on, because it was. They came out, came with a couple more items, but it was the same price as far as I remember.
But then to me, the Magneto one looks plasticky. So then you go in down the sort of. But this one's great. I mean, can't fault it for. I wouldn't even call it a budget figure. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've only heard good things, man. I'm looking forward to getting mine. But I guess touching on that, the question is the longevity that has yet to be answered, right? We still got to wait and see how that comes out. But sorry, go ahead, Ray. Were you going to say something else?
Oh no, like, I mean, ultimately in the end, if Hono comes out with a line that does all of the characters from Thundercats, I'm sure they'll then become the new sort of it figure, right?
Yeah.
But until that happens, you're kind of stuck with the only one that's doing it in 1/6 scale right now is Mondo. And it's not like it's a bad figure, right? So if you feel like you want this in your collection, my own personal, especially if it's timed like this, right? Yeah. We talked about the brown suit Wolverine. Well, that one was an exclusive. And guess who missed out on that figure?
Oh no.
But ultimately, then, hey, you kind of have to make. I understand there's budgets, there's space constraints, but for me, the Thundercats are, that nostalgic for me. That this figure kind of checks the boxes for, and it's not going to be one of these figures where I say, well, it's the only 1/6 scale Lion-O that I'm ever going to get. Well, if Pono comes out with one, maybe I'll go for that one too. And I'm not going to feel bad about getting this one because this undoubtedly it's not going to have as many options, right? Because
that's true.
Again, we are talking price. It is expensive, but you're getting a Snarf. You're getting how many heads? You're even getting a head where none of us even know where did the crown thing come in? Because I'm gonna have to put that one. I'm like, I don't remember from where I found it.
Yeah.
But then the other thing is that it still fits with my other figures from Mondo, right? It'll look just as good next to my other He-Mans as to a Skeletor. So in the Mondo collection, this one, I think it'll do the job.
Yeah, and that's where I'm kind of on the, I was mentioning this in my my group chat, is that that's a question that I have for myself, right? As I'm sure other collectors have right now, that you touched on, Ray, was, currently this is the, if you want the representation, this is the only 1/6 scale Lion-O there is. I mean, we just mentioned there's obviously the Super 7, right? The smaller scale, it's like 1/10, or like 7 inches basically. The Lion-O there, and all their Thundercats are on that scale. But if you want a bigger scale that has this type of aesthetic, right now this is the only one out there. But yeah, who knows? Like you said, who knows what the future may bring, right? Other company, or Hono, like you were saying, if they become bigger and everyone, all the other license holders, if they're sold and they see their work and they're convinced, then they may offer them a license to make other figures as well, including this one. So yeah, it's just, I'm on that fence right now. Like, so do I want to get this to have that 1/6 representation, or am I going to pass because basically because of articulation, right? That's like the main thing. If I get this, I have to be okay with, yes, it does look good, and it has multiple accessories, but I have to kind of basically do power poses with this figure, right? And kind of understand that it won't be as dynamic as some of my other figures. But yeah, anyone else have anything to add on that?
How deep do you think they go with this, Ray?
Oh, I hope they go really deep. Like, I mean, if they go deep, I'm going deep. Like, I mean, honestly,
ankle teeth.
If they make a car up, it's a dopo for me. Like, I mean, day one pre-order. Now, the other question we got, you had said that this is obviously the Time Deluxe one. Are they coming out with a maybe less expensive, fewer, accessories, fewer options for posing, standard edition?
I haven't seen anything from them directly to confirm, but I'm pretty sure they will, because that's been their approach so far with the other figures. I can't recall any figure that they come out with where they haven't done a standard version when they came out with a deluxe or limited timed edition, right? I think for the most part, unless you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they've always come out with the standard one before. So although they haven't released a price yet and they confirmed, I want to say they will. But again, no guarantees. So for some reason they could switch it up. I mean, this figure itself is kind of out of the norm too, because recently they've only been doing limited quantities of figures, right? They haven't done the time edition in a while. I think since I'm trying to think back, when was the last timed edition figure they did?
The one I remember was Tila from the Masters of the Universe, because I missed out on that one too.
Oh, you missed a window? Dang it.
That's okay. Sometimes you miss a window and it also then saves you money, because obviously You want
Yeah.
something, but maybe sometimes you just you take it as fate and say, oh, okay, I missed on it. I've saved myself a little bit of money. I won't
Yeah.
miss out on the timed edition for Lion-O, and we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, and so yeah, I think up until now they've only done the limited quantities, and so this was they're bringing back the time edition. So I don't know, I still don't know how they decide which ones are going to be limited, which ones are going to be timed. But I mean, it's cool for those. The time editions I think was what everyone prefers because there's more of an opportunity for them to get it. Like I mentioned, this is up until August 23rd. So if you're interested, or check out some reviews. Apparently, there's some reviews up there already, and see if help you decide if you want to get this or not. But yeah. I think also touching on what you mentioned, Ray, is just there's so much stuff out there. We all know there's a lot dropping. Right, we're getting rained on with figures in different scales from all aspects, and it's kind of like that's another thing that's kind of considering, right? That's weighing on the side of not getting this because there's just so much out there, and I can save that money, that $250 plus, towards something else, right? Or just not even just have it and put it to something else, like altogether, like non-collectible related.
Well, for me, like, Thundercats are cool. I dig them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see me really buying a whole line, the whole line of Thundercats. I just don't see it happening. At least not in the near future. Once again, there's so many things, yet I'm still waiting for it to come out that my wallet is prepared for.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the stuff that we're aware of, right? There's always something that they could come out with that we didn't even expect or we didn't see coming. You're like, oh shit, what the hell?
And then something drops tomorrow. You don't know.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. I do have some Mondo figures also. I do have like the She-Ra. What is it? Trap Jaw. I have a couple of those massive He-Man, of course. I had to get those, and so I mean those look great as well. Beautiful figures. The only X-Men figure I have is Omega Red right now. I've been eyeing the Sabretooth, so that's another one I want to get, right? Because I had already planned on getting those, but now that I have my Wolverine, my Hono Wolverine coming in anytime soon, that'll obviously pair perfectly with those. Not obviously different companies, but still, I kind of in my display. Those lifelong enemies there, or I should say mortal enemies there. But and it just reminds me too. So speaking of the Sabretooth, I had pre-ordered that Mondo Sabretooth on another retailer outside of Mondo, right? So I had that pre-order, just waiting for it to come. Then I got a notice saying that they ended up canceling that order because there just wasn't enough interest in that figure, and so it kind of was pointless for that retailer to put in an order because there wasn't enough to make it worth it for him. I guess he didn't go into if that was going to eat into the shipping or whatever, but there just wasn't enough interest basically to place an order, and so he ended up just canceling it. So that kind of just goes to show you there too. Granted, that's only one retailer. I don't know out of how many that has happened, other retailers or not, but still, it's kind of things like that kind of make you consider. And I guess the other follow-up question to this whole discussion was, do you guys think Mondo now, with not only Hono but other figures companies kind of coming up in the 1/6 game and those that we have yet to see at all, do you guys think Mondo will last in the 1/6 game?
I don't know their history. How long have they been around?
That's a good question. I started to look into that, but I couldn't find I didn't get a chance to actually confirm that, but I don't know if anyone knows that. Please let us know.
I have no idea, any of their history or anything.
I want to say at least, a few years, because they have quite a few
years is not comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys?
Not in today's environment.
What do you think, Mike? Do you think they're gonna?
That being said, though.
Name
me another 1/6 company that's done Masters of the Universe. Right?
Yeah.
Name me another 1/6 company that's done at least Thundercats, right?
Yeah.
So these are relatively somewhat popular IPs that I remember watching this, and once again, it's the whole nostalgia factor, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that open the door for more companies to do the same? So they can steal it away from them?
Well, that's the thing, though, right? What is Hono doing right now? They're doing the really popular IP, which is the
Yeah.
X-Men, right?
Right.
Who's doing G.I. Joe? Well, that's 3-0, right?
Yep.
In 1/6 scale. And then Hot Toys, well, Hot Toys is like a shotgun, right? But mainly they're
Right.
Marvel and DC. But I think the thing about it will be whether or not the whole, hey, is the price too restrictive, right? Because it's an expensive figure. The bottom line is still, everyone here, I think on the panel is in agreement. $250 is a lot for this figure, even with all of the accessories, right? Especially since it's toyetic, right? If Hono goes in on Thundercats and makes a Lion-O with seamless arms, fewer accessories, but a price point that rivals the ones that they're using for their X-Men figures, well then, it'll blow this one out of the water. The company Mondo would then probably be in trouble. But for right now, the one thing I'm going to say is they're doing stuff that no one else is doing.
Yeah, I agree. No, I think that's one of the things that's kind of keeping them afloat, or a good standing is, you're right. They have these IPs in 1/6 scale that no one else is doing. And they're kind of feeding off that nostalgia that we have as like collectors in art, for most of the collectors in our age range. And then also, the time and limited editions, some collectors may not like that, but from what I see, for the most part, they're selling out of those pretty consistently. There's some situations here and there where they haven't, but for the most part, they've been selling those. At least the standard ones, it's kind of about 50-50, I think, kind of doing like the quick research that I've seen. Like some of their figures are still in stock and some of them are sold out, but well, I don't know, I guess time will tell. We'll see. Like you were touched on, Ray, as some of these other companies come in and they start doing similar IPs or the same ones, but doing it cheaper and or better, then I think Mondo is gonna have they're gonna have to rethink some things if they're not already, right? I would say it'd be in their best interest to kind of anticipate that, just because of how many companies are coming up now, and it's just this whole like this, I would say, resurgence of collectibles in general, right? We're just getting a lot, so. Which is good for obviously the consumer, right? If we have more options, there's more competition, and so that just helps us. But sorry, go ahead.
So if anyone from the Mondo company is listening, if you are thinking of making a 1/6 scale Heath Ledger Joker, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Thank
An
you.
animated version, even if it's an animated version,
I don't care what
don't do
is.
it.
It could be a stick figure drawing. I don't want to see it.
Don't do it.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's music to Michael's ears, and he's a DJ. Yeah, that's funny. All right, here, let me go back to the chat. I know it's been a minute. Chat, thank you for hanging in there and hearing us out on that one. That was a good conversation, though. Thank you all for chiming in for that. S Beam in the house. Feezy, what is up, good sir?
What's
I think
up,
you're
bro?
at work, so thank you for tuning in during your work day and hearing us out, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully having a good day at work. Y'all better play Feezy's 20 today, damn it. S-Beam saying, if these guys are up for it and they have some time. I have one lined up, so that's in there. Philly Z in the house, Figure Craft. He says, yo, fellas. And he's kind of, Philly's calling out Phil. We got Phil and Philly. Yeah, he's saying, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Let's see here. P-Rock saying maybe no snarf, take away the cartoon version, sword, no crown. Yeah, he's talking about when they do come out, or if and when they do come out with the standard version, right? And then P-Rock also made a good point in the group chat that, and on his stream yesterday, he talked about this on LWO, that they may come out with a animated version, right? Because we were saying this is not a direct figure from the animated version of the cartoon, so maybe they might do that down the line. I don't know. And then maybe they might do double jointed elbows on that one, huh? Maybe that's still in the cards for them, because Super 7, they just came out with some turtles, I believe, that they added double jointed elbows, which they had none of their figures that I'm aware of had before until recently. So they're newer turtles, based on the 2000s Ninja Turtles. They're gonna have double jointed elbows. So it's like, what? Hell froze over. Let's see here. Figurecraft saying figure looks great, but unfortunately it's not what I'm looking for in a Lion-O. I would like to get something a little more cinematic and realistic. That would be cool. WB needs to get off their asses. You hear that, WB? We got one person at least wanting a realistic Thundercats. I would be up for that too, actually. And make a film, yeah. KJ Smith in the house. They're saying, what's up, peeps? What is up, KJ Smith? Thank you for coming through. Let's see here. P-Rock adding, they've been around for some time. They mostly sold collectibles like vinyl records. Yeah, posters and soft vinyl figures from movies like Godzilla and stuff. Yeah, that's how I initially came onto them, is their other collectibles that they have. They started in the 1/6 scale a few years ago. Okay, yeah, so like I was saying, at least a few years ago. But yeah, I mostly knew Mondo from like their posters, and like P-Rock was saying, from like their vinyl figures and things like that. But it was mostly.
Well, I'm intrigued by the fact that you're selling vinyl records.
Yeah,
because I'm a DJ. I'm not familiar with Mondo. I mean, do they master, or do they do any kind of engineering, or do they just sell as an outlet? That's what I'm talking about.
I want to say they actually master. Well, they're like limited
Really?
Collector's editions, right? They take like soundtracks. From what I've seen, they're like soundtracks to either movies or games or shows, and they like have some sort of. They make it a collectible, right? So there's like some sort of print, I think, on the vinyl itself. They'll have some design,
Okay.
and then they'll have like the cover, the slip case that it goes in, that has like some artwork on it. That's
Okay, so now that's a different thing. It's different that they create the marketing package as opposed to actually mastering and pressing out vinyl.
yeah. So I don't know if they actually make the vinyl themselves, if they're actually pressing it, but they do have a special vinyl. So I don't know if they contract that out or what, but they do sell.
Okay, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
P-Rock saying here, yeah, they do a lot of soundtracks and hire an artist to draw a collector's edition. Yeah, see? So yeah, thanks for confirming that. Yeah, so check out their website, Mike, Mondo's shop. They have like a bunch of vinyls on there. So
speaking of which, if I can crash real quickly, I just picked this up today.
Yep, let's see. Oh, nice.
Yep. I've already
Mr.
got I've already got two other pressings of it, but I wanted to get this 50th anniversary one as well. So.
Nice. All in all, Mike, we're just another brick in the wall.
Wrong album, but still the same band.
Yeah, no, yeah, I gotcha. So Ray, I know, sorry, that was like a good chunk of the time there just talking about Mondo. How are you now? Do you need to head out, or are you good?
No,
or what's the word?
Let's rip through as many as we can.
Okay.
And then
Yep.
when I got a dip, I'll just tell you I gotta go.
All right, good. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, that was good conversation, but it went on longer than I planned, though. Yeah. All right. Coming up to the next one here. So this is the Pop Mart in collaboration with Gong Studio. It Takes Two. So this is Cody and May. And so I saw these, and these definitely caught my eye, because for those of you that don't know, I'm going to go off on a quick tangent here. These characters, these figures are based on a game with the same name, right? It's called It Takes Two. And I first played this, I think it was on PS4. And it got a lot of reviews, a lot of good reviews, I should say. A lot of accolades. It won some awards. I think on some sites it got Game of the Year. But yeah, I played it. And the key takeaway from this is that I played it with my wife, because this game is aimed at gamers and non-gamers, right? So it's the biggest criticism of this game was that it was too easy, or it wasn't that difficult, and like it was pretty basic. But that was, I think, it was kind of like the midpoint, right, to reach the non-gamer audience as well. And so, you know, my wife is not a gamer at all. She doesn't really game. She like very basic stuff. But we played this, and she really enjoyed it. The story was really well done, I thought. And it's really relatable to people who are long-term relationships and or who are married. And it's about, real quick synopsis, you know, this couple that's kind of having some trouble in their marriage. They have a daughter. The daughter, it's been a while since I played it, but I think she just wishes them to stay with her, because they're kind of talking about getting a divorce, and then for some reason her wish comes true, right? And she shrinks them down to toys, and that's why they look like this. And then from there, they're just trying to basically survive and get back to the house because I think they got separated from the house. And so you go through all these levels of different stages, and it has different gameplay mechanics, and it's really cool because you have, like, they take gameplay mechanics from like an overhead shooter. There's kind of like a platform, different types of platforming, and you actually have to work together, right? So it's a local or online co-op game. And what's really cool about that is that they implemented this thing called Friends Pass, where someone who buys the game, you can invite someone who doesn't have the game to play with you, like, online. And so that person has to create, an account and have at least the same platform. So PlayStation to PlayStation, or I think it was PC to PC. And you can invite them to play, and so the other person can basically play for free, but they would have to join the person that bought the game. And so that encourages both those people to play together cooperatively. And it's really cool. It's really fun. I liked it. And so, yeah, that's just kind of a little quick backstory on the background for this, some context. But so they came out with these figures. Let's see here. I gotta scroll down. Sorry. They're pretty simple though, and they don't come with a lot. They only each come with 2 pairs of hands and a figure stand. And the biggest thing for me, though, I was kind of surprised by, was the price. So let's see, they are $110 to $115 each, right? Which is kind of surprising because Gong Studio / Pop Mart, they've made some pretty comparable or decently priced figures. I recently got their Buzz Lightyear, they did, and I'm pretty sure that was licensed, and that has like die cast, and I think it was cheaper than the Hot Toy. So that was and that was, I think the size, I forget how tall it was, but I think it was about the same height as the Hot Toys, and that was reasonably priced. But this is, it's funny because when I pre-ordered this, I thought the price was for both figures. Like, oh, that's a reasonable price, so 110, 115 for 2. But then the retailer that I pre-ordered from initially, he responded back. I'm like, oh, sorry, we made a mistake. That's the price per figure, so we're gonna cancel your order, give you a refund for your NRD.
Oh, great.
Yeah. But yeah, when he said 100,
all I need to hear.
Yeah, they're like, but they were apologetic, and they provided me some, some points to make up for that, for the inconvenience. But still, so I was grateful. But yeah, $110, $115 per figure is crazy. But not to take away from the tailoring, the fabric on these figures. But other than that, I don't see what else these figures have going for it. I'll go ahead and open it up to you guys with all that information I just threw at your face. Yeah. What are you guys thinking?
I'll interject real quickly.
Yep.
Zero interest.
Okay. That eliminates Mike. All right. Yeah, zero interest. Ray or Phil, are you guys familiar with this game at all, or any thoughts on the figures?
This is why I love your show, Jay, because I watch a lot of figure streams on 112 and 1/6, and you never cease to amaze me with where you manage to find some of these figures. And yeah, I did a little research on what you sent over today, and I didn't realize this was a game. But me and my son have been playing something very similar on, I think it was a PS4 game, but I've downloaded it for the PS5, called Unraveled.
Oh yeah,
where you sort of got to help each other out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then I watched a couple of YouTube videos on this today, and I may consider downloading the game. I don't think I'll buy the figures, but I may consider downloading the game. It looked quite interesting. Get the wife to join in. So.
Yeah, and that's the one reason the main thing that drew me to it, and that grabbed my interest on these figures, right? It's just because I played it with my wife, and so that kind of, I kind of shared that connection with her on this, and so these would remind me of that. I mean, I still have the game, of course, so we can always go back and play it, but still, like, I don't know, that's just kind of that memory of that time we played it. Yeah. The one game that, we played it all the way through too, like from beginning to end. We beat the game, and we both agreed we really liked it.
The great looking figures, though, they look exactly like the characters. In all fairness,
you're right, and that's figures. Yeah, and from what I was reading, so the studio was Hazelight Studio, I believe, that developed the game. From what I was reading, they went through multiple Q&A tests and reviews of these to make sure that it was just like the game, like how they designed it. And so I didn't put a scale on here on the notes, but I believe this is supposed to be 1-to-1 from what they are in the game. And so, and I mean, from just based on these photos, I mean, they look really good. They look like, other than the joints, it looks like they were pulled straight from the game. And so, yeah, these are obviously toy versions of the parents in the game.
Okay, so you and your wife have played this game all the way through, you said?
Yeah, from beginning to end. Yeah.
Okay.
Because she got hooked. She liked it. We started. I was telling her about it.
What's the object? What's the object of the game?
So the object of the game basically is to get, I forget how, but the parents end up outside of the house. After they're shrunk down, they're outside of the house, and they have to make their way back to the house to where their daughter is, I should say, and figure out, why they were turned into toys, basically.
I think they were splitting up or something. I mean, was the
yeah, they were
splitting up, and the daughter sort of made some sort of a wish.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And so the premise, is just to survive and make it back to the house to find out what's going on and what happened. But along the ways, obviously, you kind of encounter other things, kind of like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids type of situation, right? It's kind of like that.
Okay.
And so it's not, I guess, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves would be
soon to be a Pixar movie.
Yeah, soon to be.
Pixar.
And so it's the parents, and they're going through like the backyard and going through everything like the tool shed and all that stuff. But again, each level has different game mechanics. It's not the same throughout, which is really cool. I really like that. And there was like I mentioned an overhead top down view that was kind of similar to, you guys remember in John Wick 4 where he had that overhead
Oh yeah.
view.
Great. What a scene.
Yeah. So it's like, which in itself, that was inspired by another game itself. And that's where they got that from. But yeah, there's a similar area, a level where it's like that, and you're going through, and it's fun. So I suggest checking it out. I think I put in a link in the description on if you're curious on how that works, the whole friend pass thing, and you have more questions on that. But I do recommend it. Ray, any thoughts on this before we jump on to the next one?
Sure. Just quickly, I'm unfamiliar with the game, so obviously these figures don't hold that much interest for me. Over $100 per seems pretty steep.
Yeah.
However, I do appreciate the fact that if they look exactly like the characters from the game, they've done their job. The crocheted sweaters on each one of them look pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, if you can, what's the name of the male character?
Cody.
Pull up a photo of Cody. Another one. Give me another one.
Another one. Wait. That's all. We don't have that many.
That one's great. I've never seen a figure with that huge a discrepancy between the size of their hands and the size of their feet.
Right? Yeah.
That is weird, isn't it? Yeah.
And then makes me concerned. I'm like, how stable is that figure going to be if you're trying to stand it up?
Right. That's some crazy engineering.
Yeah. I had the same thought, but again, they do come with stands. Although they're not shown here, they do have stands. But yeah, you're right. I think it kind of seems like you would have to use a stand. I don't know how well it's going to balance, but you're right. I caught that too. Yeah. And Thrawn's office in the house. T.O., what is up? He's confirming here. He says, my wife and I loved It Takes Two and the Prison Break game, A Way Out. Yes, from the same studio. Both so much fun. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, A Way Out they also did. And that's similar concept where, 2-player local co-op. And I think you can have online co-op. Same premise, but that's more like, that's kind of aimed at more mature audiences, right? Because like he said, it's breaking out of prison. So yeah, they made those 2 games, and I have yet to play that one. But yeah, thanks for coming through, Mike. I know you're a busy person nowadays, and I won't mention. I don't know if you've broken the news, but I'll leave that to you. But yeah, man, appreciate you coming through, and again, congrats for everything. All right, so going on here, anyone else got anything to add on this?
Just real quickly, I do respect the artisticness of it. Like you said, the tailoring, the clothes, everything. The image itself, like you said, animated to actual real life, looks great. I just don't have a connection to it, but I do appreciate what it looks, how it looks.
Yeah, man. I agree. It's just that price. We were just talking about Mondo and pricing, right? So,
Yeah.
and then these figures come along. So yeah, hopefully they probably won't, but yeah, they're kind of still a little steep for what you're getting. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to pass. I would like to get them though. So if they drop down in price, I'll pull the trigger on that. All right. So going on to the next one here. All right. So from one game to another, we have the Good Smile Figma Ganondorf from Tears of the Kingdom. And let's see here. So this one is already up for pre-order as well. $85 to $105, again, depending on where you shop. It's about 7.5 inches tall, 19 centimeters. Set to come out June of 2025, next year in the Asian markets. And then about September in the US of next year. So this one comes with 3 faces. He has like a standard face, a shouting face, and a goading face, if I'm reading that right. I don't know if that's a typo. I've never heard of that expression, but he has that, a gloom sword, a scabbard, a spear, his Demon King's bow, a gloom effect part, and of course an arrow to go with his bow. Right there, you can see them all here. And these, yeah, so I pre-ordered Link from Tears of the Kingdom because I love that game. It's one of my favorite games. I put a lot of time in that one. I was just hooked from the beginning. I loved Breath of the Wild. I was excited about Tears of the Kingdom, and Tears of the Kingdom, I think, one ups it. No shade on Mario, but this is, yeah, this is that figure I'm looking forward to. I'm hesitant on this one because I don't know if again, the same reasoning, right? There's just so much stuff out, so many things and so much stuff out there. I don't know if I want to put the money towards this or even get it at all because I already have a lot of figures to begin with. So, you know, I've come to that, I've become self-aware, you know, AI robot Skynet. And so I'm like, okay, you know, I need to tone it down a little bit. So this one, you know, I would like to have it. It looks cool, but as of now, I think it's a pass for me. I'll pass it over to you guys. Anyone have anything on this? Any thoughts on this one?
It's okay, I guess, but no, not a whole lot of interest.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Yeah, Phil.
I was just going to say it's the one game that I wish I'd played. I've never played it. My son's got a Switch now, so maybe it's time to invest some time in Zelda. You said it's from, isn't it?
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, the newest one.
Are they making a movie on that as well?
I can't remember if that's confirmed or not. I thought I remember hearing rumblings.
But it's just one of those games, you know, you sort of. I've always wanted to play it, but for some reason I've never got around to it. But
yeah, I hear. Yeah, I have some of those games as well. I know what you're saying. Yeah, and here's Link, the upcoming Link that has yet to be released, but it kind of shows you a comparison.
Yeah, I remember seeing the Link. The Link looked really good.
Yeah.
But because I haven't played the game, I don't know this character, so it's
gotcha. No attachment.
It's sort of and
yeah, he's basically the main villain.
Comparisons, so I don't really know because I can't compare him to anything.
Yeah. No, definitely understand. I hear on that one. Ray, any thoughts on this one?
I'm actually with Phil. I'm unfamiliar with the character, and then the one thing for me would also be, if you got this figure, you'd obviously have to get a Link or something to go with it, right? Because I don't think it's enough to be a standalone figure, especially it's 1/12 scale. Yeah. Are there other figures it could go with that have already been released?
From directly related, I don't think so. I think there were older Link/Zelda figures, but outside of that, I mean, I guess you can pair it with whoever you want, right? If you want to just get creative and mix IPs, but
right.
I mean, regarding direct figures, I don't think other than the older figures, I don't think there's anything else.
Did this company make any other sort of Nintendo figures at all, G, or is it?
Yeah, no, not Nintendo directly, but Nintendo games published by Nintendo. They have, I got this, here, I'll give you some this Samus figure from Metroid Dread, the recently released Metroid Dread game. Yeah, nice, great figure. Yeah, they have great figures. I love this design, and behind me is my game shelf. So yeah, I showed this off earlier, but yeah, so they did this. They have the villain of this game, and actually I haven't unboxed it yet, but it's huge. I'll probably grab it here in a second, but yeah, so they have a lot of they do anime figures as well. They also have a bunch of other anime figures, and Good Smile. Yeah, they have a lot of manga / anime based type things, collectibles out there. And
Is
yeah,
that the angle of the camera? Does that look like a 12 scale figure with a 6 scale bow and arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Jeez,
the bow
that
is
bow
huge.
is
Yeah, in the game it's huge.
huge.
Yeah, yeah,
Literally,
Yeah.
you can use that with a 6 scale.
yeah. No, he has a huge bow. Huge bow. But yeah, no, it's
It's not a bad figure, but wow, there's so many great things out there.
yeah,
It's just not enough to like, wow, I just got to drop everything.
right.
But there's nothing really bad about it that I could see. But
Yeah.
it's just not screaming at me though.
Yeah, and other than one thing I was gonna add too. So the elbows here, I mean, these are the articulation is usually pretty great on these. The one thing I do here is that the scale is a little off compared to some of the other 12 scale figures. But So,
How
I don't know,
much is this again?
this was like 85 to 105 price range.
See, when
$85
when we start tapping on $100,
Yeah.
I want them to be 9 inches, bro.
Oh yeah, you're
That
mounting it
ain't
to like
enough
height.
plastic, man.
I'm trying to see. Okay, right here.
Give me 9.
So see, this double joint here is what I hope Mondo would eventually aim towards.
Yeah,
Doing right because
that's nice.
Mafex has similar type of joints that look like this. That's kind of more angled and not like jagged. They're a little more smooth.
rounded
And obviously,
out.
yeah, exactly, rounded out. So
You
hopefully
know
they can
something?
get that.
I'm impressed at how it looks. For
Yeah.
articulation,
Exactly. Yeah.
that's nice engineering.
Yeah. On the outside, on the inside though, that's kind of different. So I know people have to get over that. Let me see. There was a photo here.
I don't care for the head sculpt. I don't care for that face.
No.
I just don't.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. That is a direct translation from the game, but yeah, I think if you have no familiarity with it, yeah, so you can kind of see here on the inside, the joint doesn't look the best, but
Yeah, you're right. The outside though, but yeah.
so that's kind of a trade-off there, right? If you have double jointed, then you're obviously going to have more connecting points, and so that kind of, and maybe that's why Mondo hasn't done it yet. I don't know.
It's got a decent amount of articulation. I have to give it that.
Yeah, yep, for sure. Let me go to the chat real quick here. The Philip the Fool, my guy in the house. Happy Saturday, everyone. So, what's up, Feezy? You ever get your Noto Winter Soldier thoughts? I did. Yeah, I got the cloth one, and I opened it up and was playing around with it for a little bit. But I'll give my thoughts if I remember towards the end, just so we can get through more figures here. But yeah, Dan, thanks for coming through and thanks for asking and reminding me about that. So I'll touch on that later on. Hope you're doing well, though, man. Let's see here. P Rocka, what game is this again? Stepped away. Oh, this is for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, is what this Ganondorf is from. He's the main villain in that game.
Wonder why P-Rock stepped
said-
away.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder why, yeah. All right, here, cruising on to the next one. We're still within from here on out, it's all going to be smaller scale. I forgot to mention that earlier. But yeah, we already passed the 1/16 figure, so this is smaller scale here.
All right.
But going on, this is the
Nice.
Fogtoys Fantasy Alphabet
Yeah.
M. So her name is just M. Let's see here. Where am I? So this one's going for about $120 to $180. Set to release the end of this year / beginning of next year. Standing just under 6 inches, so it's about 5.7 inches tall. Yep.
Sorry, Jay. I think Ray's got to.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, sorry.
But thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, man, I didn't catch that earlier.
Really great meeting you, Ray. Hope we
Yes,
get a
thank you
chance
for-
to stream
100%.
again someday.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks.
take care,
Take
Ray.
care.
Thanks again for joining us.
Ray.
Catch you on the socials.
Take care.
Dude.
Later. All right, yeah, thanks for calling that out there, Phil. I was
Yeah, sorry,
paying
but
attention
I
here.
could see him waving again your attention.
Yeah, yeah. No, appreciate that. Thanks. Yeah, and I was looking at the private chat, so I don't know if I missed that, but I guess you can put it in there. Okay, no, but all right. Let's see. So, let's see. Where was I? Oh, I think it was all your full screen. Oh yeah. So set to come out the end of this year, the beginning of next year. Standing just under 6 inches. And this is the second figure in this line, so I believe this is original IP from Fogtoys from that company. I Didn't see anything else about Fantasy Alphabet, so I don't believe this is based on anything, and I'm pretty sure this is their own IP. But it's supposed to be like a futuristic dystopian / cyberpunk type of universe that these figures are based on. She's gonna have, let's see, she comes with 2 alternate face sculpts, 8 pairs of hands, and it says, this one kind of caught my eye, so we'll see. Look at the pictures, but this says a pair of split leather boots, arm guards. Let's see, an oil drum. We'll see all our accessories. She comes with a bunch of tools, a computer. Let's see here. This vehicle in the back. Let's see, what do they call this? The EA1, I think it's called. It's just her kind of floating vehicle, and a bunch of stickers to kind of decorate it and design it to your liking. This here is showing like the actual like kind of little piston type of connector here on that vehicle. Cloth goods. This is a mixture of plastic and let's see, it was ABS and what was it? PVC, fabric, and magnets. Oh, and it does have the vehicle is going to have a LED function as well, LED light up function. And the vehicle comes with like a interchangeable damaged engine and a damaged wing, I think it said here. But let me try this again here. I don't know why it's showing this top part. All right. Oh yeah, here's all the tools she comes with. A bunch of wrenches, screwdrivers, hammers, and just loads of stuff. There's that wing I was talking about, that damaged wing. And then here's all the pieces that you can take off or attach to the vehicle itself. And that's what it looks like, bare bones. And okay, so it's not floating. I thought it did float, but it looks like it's on those wheels, kind of like a all-terrain vehicle. The previous figure that this in this line had like a flying vehicle, so and for some reason I thought this was the same, but it's not. It's kind of a different type of vehicle. And I'll bring that up here too later, just for comparison to kind of show you. But this one, I think, okay, you can see the stickers here, right on the far right. I can't really zoom in anymore, but see all these stickers it comes with, and you can kind of decorate it basically.
See, that reminds me of when I was a kid, man. When I used to build models all the time, and they give you a crap load of stickers, and once you're done, you'd start putting them on. Yeah. Very nostalgic.
Yeah, I had some models, but I didn't have ones with a bunch of stickers like this. They only had the decals that, well, to have you put them where they're quote unquote supposed to go. Like I had like a pod racer, Anakin's pod racer from episode 1. You know, that had the decals that you had to put on like in the specific parts. But I didn't have anything like this where you can customize it. Yeah, that's cool. But Mike, what are your thoughts on this figure?
I think it looks fantastic. My problem is 5 and how many inches is she? I'm just like, I just can't dole out money for really small. This is so cool. I love the vehicle that she has, the head sculpt. I love everything about it. Well, not that crazy about the double jointed elbows. You got that crazy little thing where the pit of the elbow is. Yeah, but how do you avoid it? Man, if this thing was in like I wish it was like 7 inches or something, or 6 scale, this would be a monster, because I really dig that vehicle.
Yeah. Right.
No, and how much? What's the price again?
This was let's see, ranges from 120 to 180. So in that price range here.
See, I hate stuff like that is so shady, bro.
Yeah, but again, like light up effect, fabric, magnets, multiple accessories.
But see, then magnets are cheap. All right. How much fabric are you getting? All of this stuff, you have to.
There's a factor in there. Yeah,
it makes your head spin. But the detail is crazy good.
Yeah.
Right. I'm passing because I just would rather it be a larger scale. Everything is great about it. I just wish it was a larger scale.
In the words of Bluebeam
Yeah,
as being in blue tattoo.
I
Make
need
it,
it in 6.
yeah, yeah, make it in 6 scale. Yeah, or I need it
Or,
in
or at
6
least,
scale.
listen, at least McFarlane, give me 7 inches on it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
all 7.
Yeah, exactly, because it's going to translate a whole lot differently with that vehicle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to make that vehicle bigger. So,
Yep, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I do understand, like, obviously I want to say it's 12 scale most likely. I didn't see anything that specifically said 12 scale, but I mean, if going off of that scale, right, she would be slightly smaller, probably average size for a woman, I'd say.
Well, didn't you say, were there specifics on how tall she is, right? She's 5.
Yeah, she's 5.7 inches.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah. So, and then, like I mentioned, and like someone else mentioned, there is the previous figure was a male, and I'll bring that up here in a second. But real quick before I jump to that, Phil, you got any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, similar sentiments to Mike. I mean, it's absolutely incredible, the detail. If this is, or she is less than 6 inches, the figure is probably maybe the other vehicle, sorry.
Vehicle 7 inches high, I think it said.
7 inches.
Yeah,
from
so 18 centimeters.
I need it bigger.
Figure photography perspective, I mean, your dioramas could be small.
True.
And what you could do with this.
Good point. Yep.
I'm all about
digital dioramas.
Yep. I'm all about forced perspective.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. I have no problem with it. But my thing is, maybe I don't want to use it. Maybe I want to scale her with something else.
Yeah.
That's my issue.
Yeah. I mean, these photos right here, I mean, I think they did a pretty good job selling this, and
definitely.
all the posing on this. Yeah.
I also thought there was a different vehicle as well, Jay. I thought it was something similar to Ray's Speeder. Perhaps I must have been looking at the other figure, was it?
Yeah, no, let me bring that up here. So this is the previous figure here. This is A, I think is what he's labeled as.
Yeah, right.
I dig these vehicles, man. These vehicles are hot.
It's like something out of the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Shame on you.
Shame. So this one, yeah, I haven't had a chance to open it up and play around with it and pose it and put it in the display, but yeah, this is a lot of people's figure of the year right here. This came out, I think it was last year, and they got a lot of high praises. It's
pretty nasty, man. I gotta give it to. What's the name of this company?
Fogtoys.
Man, they're jamming, bro.
Yeah, like
but it's just
KJ.
It's their own IP, though, is it? It's not.
Yeah.
Still,
Oh yeah.
Really, really good. Really good.
Oh my God. And once again. It's not steampunk, and I love steampunk, but it's kind of playing on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mixing kind of like it looks analog, but it also looks digital.
Right. Yep. Yeah, and like KJ Smith here says, it's the second figure in the alphabet. He's referring to M, the female. The first one, which is this one here that he's referring to, is amazing. So yeah, another satisfied customer there with this figure. Thanks for chiming in on that, KJ. Philip the Fool is saying figure looks great, but not a pickup for me. Okay, I think he's referring to the female as well. Yeah. But I think the description, one of the descriptions I read is like dystopian future / like cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Type
cyberpunk. Of that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. And I love this aesthetic. Hence why I got this figure. So.
You got it?
Yeah, this one here. And so I was like,
you know what? It.
No, this one, I already have this. I haven't, like I said, I haven't opened it up yet, but I have this one. I did pre-order the female, though, to kind of go along with it.
You have that box right now?
I do, yeah. It's right here.
I don't get it. Hold on a second. Dude.
Uh-oh.
Go through all of the... No. Finish your show. Go through all of your stuff. And if you got time, you better break that sucker open tonight, bro.
Okay, if we have time. You
don't have to, but if you can, let's. Oh, dude.
Okay, all right. We'll see how it goes. We still got Feezy's 20 to get through too.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. 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 Any more thoughts on this one? So yeah, sorry, I did pre-order this one. to pair with the first one, just because I love the aesthetic on this one. But yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Once again, applause, but unfortunately,
It's a pass for you.
the scale.
Gotcha. Understood. All right. But yeah, again, that was Fogtoys, Fantasy Alphabet M. Links in the description below to one website, right? And again, shop around, see what you can find a good price or a place that'll ship to wherever you're at in the world.
They better never get into 6 scale. Oh, crazy.
They might. Somebody might come up and take that same idea, or the same company might do it in 6 scale. I mean, look at Mars, right? They started with 6 scale and they went the opposite way. They're going down to 12 scale.
I love it.
So we shall see. Let's see what the future holds for us. All right, going on to the next figure here. Let's see, you got that one. All right, this is PCToys, Dr. Medicine, or Doctorate as it says here. So this is not Kurt Connors from The Amazing Spider-Man. It's not him. This is the Doctorate. But this is, again, PCToys. And so there's 2 versions, or I guess what do they call them? I guess versions or styles you can get. So this is A, because you can see here. Let me see if I'm showing there. Yeah. So this PC 31A. 2 variants. And so this is what they're calling the Dr. Medicine, I think, or just Doctor. So it comes with let's see, a pair of glasses. You can see obviously the he has a fist, right? Because in the movie he's missing a hand. So it's funny in the description they have it as a disabled right hand. He has a holding hand, a relaxed hand, gun holding hand. Let's see, and then basically everything else you see here. So it's kind of minimal in that aspect. So there's that. If you want to get the human form of the Doctorate / not Connors, but then the other version is his alternate beast mode form. Okay. So this is Lizard or Lizard Man. Go ahead.
That looks very similar to the Lizard base that Hot Toys made.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I saw it.
Yeah, you got that too?
Yeah, inspired by that character.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's supposed to be the either from the Amazing Spider-Man or from No Way Home, right? He made appearances in both movies. And it's also similar to, I'm sure you've seen the 6 scale version of this figure also. I forgot who did that one. I want to say it was Present Toys, but I could be wrong on that one. Correct me in the comments or in the chat there. But
Present Toys, I don't remember Present Toys doing the Lizard. They did?
Yeah, there was a 1/6 scale version of this figure.
Oh, okay.
But I forgot who did it on this one. There's 2 versions. So the dock is $60 to $66 USD, and the Lizard is $85 to $116. You can get them separately. There's some sites that sell them both. And these are set to come out Q4 of this year / beginning of next year, so Q1 of next year. And the Lizard, again, doesn't come with much just because it's more of a bigger figure. But he does have a pair of, 2 pairs of hands, a potion in his battle damaged white coat. Let me go through some of these pictures here. There's not that many because it's pretty basic. So here's a white coat that he comes with. But so this company previously, in my previous episode of Figure Lowdown, I went over there. The other figure they put up for pre-order was the Illusionist, aka not Mysterio, also from Far From Home. Yeah, Far From Home, the second, inspired by Mysterio from Far From Home. And so it looks like so far they're on a pattern of making the villains inspired by the Spider-Man movies. So, and I'm pretty sure someone did. Yeah, I know someone did a 12 scale Electro, the Jamie Foxx version, or inspired by him, but I can't remember what company did. And that's another figure I covered in a previous episode, but I can't remember who did that one. But so for anyone who's out there wanting to build their MCU Spider villains, MCU / Sony Spider-Man villains, they're coming. They already have a few of them out there, so they're on their way. But turn it over to you guys. Thoughts on this?
You want to go first, Phil?
Cheers, mate. Yeah, I think this is. I'm not too keen on the Doctor. I probably wouldn't pick that up, but I'm definitely interested in the Lizard. I think it's fantastic. It's just a shame that I haven't got a 112 Spider-Man really, but I would.
Oh,
pick up
really?
a
You don't have any?
112 Spider-Man. I think I've got the black suit Marvel version.
Oh,
I have
okay.
that. I have that one. The symbiote.
No, I think they released it before the release of the movie. I think it's got
About the
everything
Marvel
was wrong with
Legends.
it.
Marvel Legends black suit.
Yeah. But
Because I have
think
the black suit, the symbiote.
Oh right,
Man.
oh that's a good figure. Yeah, that's
Wow.
something else.
I could pose with that thing for hours.
Yeah,
The articulation
100%.
is amazing.
but this
You know what, Marvel
lizard would look fantastic with a 112 Spider-Man. So it's definitely one to consider. I think it looks fantastic. I mean, that's in 112 scale.
Yeah, in 112.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
The only thing is, it may upstage most 112 Spider-Man. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, looking at this, again, it's kind of one of those things that may be kind of somewhat of a power posing figure, because I see here single joints on the elbows. No, it doesn't look like there's any torso or hip articulation, so it looks like it's all one
Is
piece.
the tail wired?
Good. I didn't say that in the description, but that's a good. Let me see if we can. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know, because I think it's the only picture. Let me try to see if I can find some other photos where it has it somewhat articulated.
And this is 12 scale.
Yeah, this is 12 scale. Yeah, I don't think I was able to find the heights on these. Let me see here. No, I don't. I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't able to find.
He's fairly chunky compared to the human version of himself.
Yeah.
Stood behind him. I mean,
Yeah, you can see how tall he's there. But yeah, this is on the shorter side.
What do you how many inches?
I wasn't able to find out the actual height.
Okay, so
but
so
12 scale.
I'm okay. So 12 scale. So I guess we can assume that the doctor is 6,
Okay, yep, that's a good assumption.
and then
Yeah, so I'm saying
9.
maybe 9. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Add 3 more inches of that.
You know what's crazy about this figure? I've never been a fan of the MCU movie adaptation of the Lizard.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all. But this figure by itself, I would take the shirt off of it. You could put this figure with like demonic stuff. You could put a sword and sorcery. It's
Yeah.
literally like without. You could put this off to the side, like just this way. Nobody would ever knows it's a Spider-Man Lizard.
You're right. Yeah, that's true.
You could
Yeah.
put this almost anywhere, and that's what I kind of like about it. As a version of Spider-Man Lizard, I don't care for it, but I could use it this way in a variety of different ways.
I think that's probably why I would, if I was putting it with Spider-Man, I'd probably leave the Doctor's jacket on,
Yes,
so people would get it.
yes.
I mean, I'd get it because I know
Without
I
it-
know him, but
Yeah, without it, it could be anything.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
did
you're right.
this figure right here. You take this figure and you put it alongside NECA, doggone it,
Processing.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
it would look good going up against each other.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good comparison right there. That'd be a good shot to have those
Yep.
two going up against each other. Yeah. Nice.
Mix that IP together, it would look great.
Yeah. No, that you're right. This could be a good versatile figure for that.
Yeah.
For those not wanting it just for Spider-Man. Yeah.
Which
those are-
makes me want to get it now
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
versatile.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that part of it. Yeah. I mean, I know we talked about that before with other figures, but this one, yeah, for some reason I was just locked in on Spider-Man, but you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Oh, I was looking here at I just noticed the knees too. Let me see if I can.
Oh, what's going on there?
Yeah, they're not double joints either. So yeah, it's definitely kind of more, you kind of have to go in knowing that you won't be able to articulate it as much. But yeah, it does look great. I do agree with you guys. It does look great. I don't know. I don't know about the look though. I don't have this.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'd just rather have the comic book version made real life.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I have those in Marvel Legends form.
Like a
my,
real lizard, but you make it look real like an alien or predator kind of.
yeah. So now that that door has been opened to the other possibilities that I can pair it with, I don't know. I may reconsider, but as of now, I think it's a pass for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, if something comes to mind, we're like, oh yeah, I can pair it with this or pair it with that, then I might get this as well. But we shall see. All right, Phil, anything else, or are you good on this one?
No, good. I'm good, thank you.
All right.
Oh, by the way, are you getting it, Phil?
Possibility.
Okay.
There's a possibility.
All right, we're on the fence there with that one. Both Phil and I are in the same boat.
Because it's still quite pricey, isn't it? What was it? 100 and... What was it?
Yeah, it's 80s. Yeah, 80s here, 85 to 116.
That's
Price
quite,
range.
For a 1/12, that's still quite pricey, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and as usual, keep in mind like the lower end prices that I'm saying. That's usually that does include shipping, and then the higher end pricing, those are sites that already include shipping in there. So just a reminder to those of you out there. All right, so going on to the next one here. Oh, again, this is PCToys, Lizardman / Dr. Medicine or Doctorate, and they have the Illusionist figure. So if you're curious about the Illusionist / Not Mysterio figure, check out my previous episode, episode 17. I think it was in there where I covered that figure as well. And that one I'm getting because that one looks cool. And I don't have I did like that version. It has light up LED effects, and I don't have that Mysterio in 12 scale. And so I ended up getting that one or pre-ordering that one. But I don't know. I'm still on the fence on this one. But all right, continuing on here to some other movie related figures, we have. This is the Playcraft Toys. Yeah.
Brits of the Dead.
Zombie Brother is what they're calling these guys. Zombie Brother. Or yeah, Brits of the Dead here. You know, it's kind of funny. I noticed that too. You know, when you look online, they go by one name, but then in the photos they have another name listed. And it's probably just changing it up. So yeah, this is the Zombie Brothers. So for the pair, let's see, they're $169 to $190 for this whole set here, and I think I've seen some sites where they do have them separately as well, and I think they're about I want to say somewhere $80-ish. I forgot to get that down, but I think there's like one or two sites that have them where you get them separately, but most of them have them together. And these are set to release the beginning of next year, Q1, Q2. So you have Slim, aka Not Sean here. All the stuff he comes with is right there in front of him. He has that cricket bat, the shotgun. I like the video game controllers they have that are modeled after PlayStation controllers. He has his pint, right? Is that what they call it? Like his beer glass? Just call them pints.
It's a pint.
Right?
Or a mug.
Or a mug, yeah. His wristwatch. Let's see. Oh, they call it a gamepad. That's what they call a controller, the gamepad. His vinyl records, Mike. He has some vinyls there.
Yeah.
With the black vinyl record packaging, and
also
some,
have the you notice he's got the Batman soundtrack.
Oh yeah, on the right, yeah. So that's Fatty, aka Not Ed. So yeah, he has like Mike pointed out, he also has vinyl records, different from what Slim comes with. So that's kind of cool. They don't give you the same vinyl records. They give you two different ones for each one. And yeah, one of them being that.
I think I recognize. I believe the vinyl record, the one in blue, is Brother in Arms, Dire Straits.
Oh, okay.
I bet you it is.
I recognize that clock. You might be right there, right? Is that a clock?
No, that guitar. That's Dire Straits. I know it for a fact.
Yep. Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it. I thought it looked like a clock to me. But...
for free.
Yeah. You know better. Oh, I can see on the left there. That one's Sade. I'm just now reading it now that I zoomed in.
Yep, Sade.
Yep, Sade. And then I don't know what this one is here on the right.
What is that one?
I don't know. Let us know in the chat there or in the comments. But yeah, so Shovel for Not Ed.
Not Ed.
He comes with his signature I Got Wood t-shirt. Normal face, and then as a bonus, I've seen this as a combo bonus. If you get them both, it comes with this zombie Ed head, and then the the shackles, right? His name is Ed, right? For some reason I'm questioning that now. Was his name Ed?
Don't ask me, man. You're the zombie guy. What are you asking me for?
Yeah, for some reason I don't know. Like now I'm doubting myself about that. What was it? But yeah, anyways,
you're the guy that
look
loves
it up.
horror.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
body.
Nick Frost.
What do
Yeah.
you call
Okay.
it?
It is Ed. Yeah. All right. Just want to make sure. Yeah. You're right. I do love my horror and my zombie stuff, but for some reason I just started doubting myself there. All right. Going through some of these photos. This is Slim here, and I think these look cool. And like I didn't have a chance for Ray to speak on this, but he did mention that he has the 1/6 scale figures of these. I know they do have these in 6 scale for those that are interested, and they were already released though, so I don't know how easy or difficult it is to get these now. But
These head sculpts look pretty damn good.
Yeah, right. That's something we've been saying, my past few episodes. Right, these 12 scale companies are getting better and better.
Blue Tattoo better be careful what he asks for. There's so many companies coming out with more and more 12 scales detailed like this. And he was talking. He said, man, if they come out with enough stuff, you might stop collecting 6 and this 12 scale stuff. And I saw something a little early yesterday, Feezy. I was watching the stream and they were talking about some other 12 scale figures coming out with leather jackets and stuff like that with 12 scales now.
Yeah. That what Philip the Fool here. Speaking of, he says, I can't wait to pick these two up. So like he mentioned in the comments earlier, he mentioned the Noda Studio Mask Killer, aka Not Winter Soldier figure that just came out, and that has leather. There's a version that has leather, and there's a version that has fabric, just fabric cloth goods.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, so I'll touch on that a little bit later. But yeah, you're right. They're coming out. Yeah, man. Die cast, leather.
Detail.
Man, 12 scale's coming up. Yeah, detail,
Crazy.
paint, sculpt. And I mentioned that God of War figure. Oh, that I got here also. That on the, I think it was a previous episode or 2 episodes ago, where I was talking about like how they're getting more detailed in their molding process. So this Kratos figure, right?
Look at that head sculpt.
Yeah. So this one here, I just got in recently. This is awesome, man. Like the most fantastic, amazing detail I've seen in a figure.
Okay, there's been a million Kratos. Which company is this one?
This one was Bro Toys, I believe it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
unlicensed.
Several companies have done them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Bro Toys, but yeah, man, this figure is amazing. Put that guy back there. Yeah, all to say that again, they're 12 scales coming up, man. I mean, pretty soon. I don't know if like you were saying, Beam and Blue are gonna say make it in 12 scale because it cuts down on size, obviously space
now, man.
Space restrictions.
Yep.
Yeah. So
good looking, man.
The issue obviously is still like the joints. So I know there's some 12 scale companies. I think doesn't TB League or Phi Sound, don't they make 12 scale seamless bodies?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I
and
think it's
same
only
stream that I was watching last night showed some other companies coming out with figures. There's one company coming out with 12 scale Spider-Man figures. Okay. Where it's almost like it reminds you of 6 scale because they've got fabric over the joints. You can't see the joints.
Oh yeah, just like some 6 scale, right? Same thing.
Yeah, these are 12 scale and you can't see the joints.
Yeah.
Holy
cow. Yeah. It's only a matter of time, I think, before seamless, making its way more mainstream in 12 scale. Also, I think. But for now, I think that's one of the big deterrents there is like the joints. Same with, like we were talking about earlier with Mondo, right? Anytime some people just don't like that, like seeing that, they don't like the aesthetic, but
I don't have a problem with it depending upon the figure.
Right. Yeah. Same. But yeah, these look great. I think I might pick these up as well again because I'm a fan of the movie. And these, like we were just talking about, these look awesome.
Yeah, blank expressions.
Especially the zombie edit. Yeah, this is funny. Yeah, Phil, what are your thoughts on these figures?
Like you, I love my zombie stuff. I love my horrors. I've never watched Shaun of the Dead.
No?
No.
I've never seen it either.
Why is that?
I have to watch it. It's just one of those ones that I've just overlooked for some reason, and
Yeah.
I've got to
Gotcha.
watch it because so many of my friends and we've talked
They
about
talk
it in
about
the
it?
past, and and it's like
Yeah.
I've got to find time to watch it. I've got to find time to watch it.
I would consider it. Well, it's pretty much a cult classic.
Yeah,
considered
for
by-
sure.
Yeah.
by most.
But I mean, this is a spoiler alert here,
Yeah.
because I'm assuming he turns into a zombie at the end.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Nick
Yeah,
Frost.
that's true. Yeah. Spoiler. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure everyone else has seen it. Totally my
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah.
I
Sorry
like that
about
it's-
that.
I
Yeah.
like this
Well, you're not
comedy.
alone. I haven't. So at least two of us.
Yeah.
And I like how it's called Brits of the Dead. That's
Yeah.
class.
Yeah. Brits.
Brits of the
Yeah.
Dead. But these are incredible. And if I watch the movie and I love it, then who knows? I could be picking these up. But yeah, I mean, they're phenomenal for 1/12.
Yeah. Right.
The only downside is literally the joints. But I mean, that
Right.
pose there where he's holding the shotgun, if you've got that on your shelf, you can't see
Yeah.
them anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. One of the things we always mention too, right? That people always say, right? It's about how you pose it, the angles, and
Yeah.
you're a photographer, right? And I'm sure you definitely know more than most of
Yeah,
us.
I could Photoshop the joints out.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
quite straightforward, but I mean, yeah, you get them in a pose like that, you wouldn't see them anyway.
Yeah.
Shelf. They're unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So, I don't know. So, first step, watch the movie, and then you may come revisit these. Is that what it sounds like?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
If not me,
Gotcha.
my wife loves. I've bought her quite a few horror figures over the years.
Oh yeah.
I think she has seen the movie. I think.
Oh okay. Is she a
So
fan? Do you know,
she-
or are you kind of?
We've never. Well, if
Oh, you
she
never
was,
talked
I would
about
have
it?
assumed she would have sat down and said to me, "Let's sit down and watch Shaun of the Dead." But
Yeah. Interesting.
But
What was the
she
last
loved
horror figure you bought her, or she bought for herself?
she doesn't actually buy them. I tend to buy them for her. But
Oh, gotcha.
it was I think it's the 1-to-1 scale Chucky and Bride of Chucky.
Oh, nice. Okay, who did those? Was that NECA or?
I think they
Trick
were
or Treat?
NECA.
Are
I
they?
think
Okay.
they were NECA.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they were the
Nice.
last ones. But,
So she's
yeah,
also a Child's Play fan, huh?
Yeah, Child's Play. She loves the Saw franchise, so she had Jigsaw,
Oh, okay,
riding
nice.
the trike, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I'm more into the sort of sci-fi horror as well, like the Aliens, Predators. That
Oh,
sort of thing.
okay. Yeah,
Whereas she likes
Gotcha.
to go.
yeah. I guess. So she's a fan of Terrifier, then I take it. I think we mentioned this,
hasn't.
right?
She hasn't actually seen the Terrifier. I'm trying to get her to
no?
watch it because I'm intrigued
Yeah.
because I've seen so many memes of it
Yeah,
over the
yeah.
internet. I'm like, oh, we gotta watch. We gotta sit down and watch these one night.
Yeah, I
yeah.
suggest giving those a whirl, trying those out and see how you
They're
both
on
like them.
Paramount, aren't they? They're on Paramount Plus, I think. and two?
I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, I'm sure
I'm not
they're
sure.
on.
Are they? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to that third one. Oh, that'd be a good motivation there,
the
right?
Clown.
Yeah, Art the Clown. Yeah, watch the first two in preparation for the third one. Around,
Is that due out in a couple of months? 2 months, maybe?
Yeah. I want to say it was October 11th is when it comes out. Yeah. So, well, I live in the States, anyways. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure about. Okay. So, yeah, there you go. Motivation. Let me know if you watch it and what your thoughts are on that. I'm curious to see what you and your wife thought about that one.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So going on to the next one here, we have. I think this one might catch your eye here, or you might have some interest in this one, Phil. This is the J&B Toys Fallen Savior. You know, from that famous line, "You were the fallen savior. I loved you like a brother." But yeah, I'm sure you can all tell who this is. Based on or inspired by Dark Side Anakin, right, from Revenge of the Sith.
No kidding.
No way, you don't say. Yeah. So $98 USD to 115, set to come out the beginning of next year. This guy comes with 2 head sculpts, fabric robe or / hooded robe, as you can see there. Leather boots. Apparently, he's gonna have leather boots.
Here we go.
Right? Yep.
We're just saying it.
2 lightsaber hilts with their effects. 4 different effects, and we'll go over those here in the photos. His mechanical arm, 6 hands, and 1 stand. So yeah, going through this, I was actually kind of surprised and impressed, honestly, by this the way this looks. Because I personally think this looks good. It's not 100% spot on, but I covered in a previous episode. I covered the I think it was called the Chosen One. It was a third-party Anakin.
Yeah.
Well, inspired by Anakin, right from I think it was episode 2. I want to say it was. And so that one was more off, but this one looks to be closer, I think, anyways. And I mean, regardless, like just again, the tailoring, the fabric, the cloth, the way this looks, still looks pretty good. Phil, I'll go ahead and pass it to you on this one.
Yeah, incredible, absolutely incredible. And as you mentioned earlier, I mean, if the way these things are improving, then 6 scale, they need to start worrying, because
Yeah, man.
your display options, the space you're going to save. I mean,
Yep.
I've got some of these shells have probably got 10, maybe
That's it.
12 figures in there, and they're rammed.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way.
Absolutely rammed. Without going down the mod space,
You get
route,
3
which I haven't got
times.
space for. But I mean, you could put a clone army in 1/12 in there.
Yep.
So yeah, the possibilities are endless if they keep going down this route. All fabric like that. I mean, I've got a bucket full of Black Series upstairs. It's all plastic clothing
Yep.
and
Yeah.
the capes and the hoods are
Yes.
horrendous.
Yeah.
And you've got that's wired. It looks
Yeah.
wired anyway. The only thing that's missing, which is probably the next step potentially, is an LED lightsaber. Whether
Oh,
they would
yeah.
do it in that small scale, I don't know, but
Oh,
that's
yeah.
unbelievable.
Definitely Photoshop here. No, yeah, I didn't say anything about light up sabers in the description, so I'm gonna.
I mean,
I'm gonna
that's
go
not the
with
be all or end all. I mean, I've got 1/6 there that I think it's only the Obi-Wan Kenobi Vader's got the LED lightsaber. They're not great unless you buy
Yeah.
the customs.
I think they
So-
could do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you imagine? I mean, it's fantastic. Rooted
Yeah,
hair.
right.
That's all it needs, though.
Yeah, the hair. Yeah, look at just
No,
look at
it-
this face.
The sculpt looks
It's
the sculpted hair is
incredible.
amazing. It is phenomenal.
For that size.
Mhm.
That would be nice with purrs.
Oh yeah,
my
right.
God. 12
Yeah.
scale with purrs?
Yeah,
Did you say
that would.
purrs?
Yeah, if they had. No, it doesn't come with it, but if they had
No,
it,
it
I
hasn't
think
got
it's
it, but that would be good with
That
it.
would be crazy.
yeah, especially kind of like this look right here, like he kind of had in
Yeah.
that scene where he's turning his head, but he's looking at the camera.
Or you can shift his eyes the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Oh, man,
I see you coming up behind me.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, sorry, you were saying, Phil?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, how much was this
This
retailing
was let's see, 98 to 115 USD.
at? Unbelievable. The only
Yeah.
reason I'm not getting that is because of the investment of the 1/6 Star Wars.
Yeah,
But if I was ever to jump out of that, then
Yeah.
phenomenal.
yeah. This one I think I'm gonna get because I don't have any version of this character in any scale. I'm trying to think right now. Not even. I have a good amount of Black Series behind me on this upper shelf above me, but I don't have this version of Anakin. Yeah, so I think this is and just how good this looks. I think this will be.
It's crazy
win.
good looking for the
Yeah.
for that size.
So are you convinced, Mike? Is this something you might be getting?
Okay, like
I know it's up there though.
I have no, of course, I have no interest in Hot Toys Star Wars. I'm very content with collecting Black Series, but wow, this just looks really good.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I might. I could be. I'm not much of a. Not really that much of an Anakin fan, but man, I really like the way this is looking.
Do it, Mike.
Right? Yeah, do it. Yeah, we'll do it together. Which I'm buying the figure. I mean,
And how much again? How much?
98 to 115 USD. So I know it's up there in price of what you're willing to pay for
How many
full
head
scale.
sculpts?
Two. I mean, go here. These two are here, left and right. So it has basically the eyes. One has the Sith eyes and the other doesn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got these two hilts, these 4 different effects. The arm,
the arm looks
robotic
good.
arm, yeah.
Well,
6
I
hands here.
I would
stand.
really love to. Oh my God! If they did a Qui-Gon Jinn,
Ooh,
I would go freaking bananas, bro.
you'd be sold on that one. You'd be set.
No, really, seriously, if they continue to do this, this would be a great alternative to Black Series
Yeah, for sure.
because you're even getting more realism here.
Yeah. Yep.
I take that back.
Take it back.
I'm not ready to jump on this yet.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to turn into a situation where they come out with this. Come out with this, and then they don't come out with anything else or whatever.
I see. I gotcha.
I don't have
Yes.
to have. I don't have to have a complete line. I just
Right.
have to have the characters in that line that I want.
Yeah.
And I would
Yeah.
prefer, other characters over this, but I love the way this looks. So
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And to touch on that, KJ Smith here is chiming in saying this Anakin looks good. He agrees with us. And then he's also mentioning, also mentioning the Anakin is definitely off. The other Anakin he's mentioned that I brought up, but
Okay.
the Maul looked good. So yeah, it was the other one he's referring to that I also covered in a previous episode. I believe that was the Good Toys is what's the name of the company, unless
they
they
got some
changed
nice
the name.
stuff. They
Yeah,
do
Good
nice
Toys, the Chosen One, that's what it's called. And they did do a Maul, and yeah, I heard the same thing. I don't have that, but that third party Darth Maul, again, all fabric, cloak and robes, and I heard a lot of good things. The only thing is just the articulation on that one, but yeah, I did hear. Other than that, I heard it looked good as well. So yeah, so far they got a Maul, third party Maul, and these 2 different Anakins. So yeah, maybe I don't know if they keep at it, Mike. They might do the Qui-Gon at some point.
Qui-Gon.
That would be cool, yeah.
A friggin' dude. I mean, just open it wide open. Let's get a Bespin Han. I mean, come on.
Yeah. But they're working their way up there. It seems like they're doing the popular characters first, and they're gonna probably spread out from there. But,
well, you can't get more popular than Bespin Han.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, or at least that's right there with the apex of just about anything.
Yeah. No, you're right, because that's the same character that a lot of people were clamoring for in the 1/6 world as well. Where's Bespin Han? One Adam 12 in the house, man. Thank you for coming through. He's saying, he's referring to Phil's collection. It looks like Phil already answered him, but commenting on Phil's collection, which I agree does have a nice collection there. And we're in the same spot. I think, yeah, I know some people kind of don't like the whole, putting a lot of figures on one shelf thing, but we're limited on space, so we got to make it work. And so I'm with you on that.
And
in
they just
that
keep
regard.
coming. These figures just
Yeah.
keep coming.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly. Yep.
What are you
So
gonna
yeah,
do?
my display looks pretty similar to yours.
Off
I'm
piece
still
a little
working on
bit. Mike, what Deadpool is that you've got there?
That's the Marvel Legends 6 scale.
No way.
Yeah, they came out with a bunch of 6 scale figures. As a matter of fact, I got it at a local collectible show that comes around every month. And
Nice.
there's a second collectible show on the other side of the city that a buddy of mine went to, and they had even more. They had a 6 scale Wolverine, and a bunch of other ones. But I'm looking out for these 6 scale Marvel ones because
Nice.
especially at the collect. I guys sold this to me for $25, man.
Wow. When did this come out? I don't recall this being
I think
advertised.
this was 2019 or something.
Oh, okay. So a few years ago.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not. I think a bunch of them came out, in recent. It's not like considered vintage yet.
I gotcha. Okay.
But 6
No.
scale and the articulation is crazy, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Great articulation. He comes with 3 sets of hands, and then I've got another head sculpt that it comes with.
Oh,
And then
okay,
of
nice.
course you got over to the side here you got a head pool
Yeah,
that came with it,
yeah, comic head pull.
and then he's got a couple of swords. I mean, guy was like, I was like, yeah, I know how much, and I'm not even a big Deadpool fan to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's
But
a good
I'm like, this looks great. I was like, how much
Yeah.
you want? He goes, 25. I'm like,
deal.
Trying to knock him down with you.
yeah. But I'm getting ready to go back. I haven't been to one of these shows in about a year, so I'm getting ready to go back next month, man, because I pick up some great deals on vintage stuff. These guys are just giving us stuff away sometimes. It's crazy the prices. So yeah, I got to take advantage of that again. So I'm going to be going back to another show in a month or two.
Yeah, man, this looks good. Yeah, I was kind of surprised when you said it was 6 scale. 'Cause I don't recall seeing this, but yeah, I see double jointed elbows there, and it looks like he has
How
double
big this
jointed
is?
knees.
It's huge.
Yeah, okay.
And
Okay.
then the Etch a Sketch,
Yeah.
I got at an Aldi's supermarket. They had this little they got this little row of toys, and it's called Small World.
Oh,
I was like, oh my god, some of these things I think will be 6 scale worthy, and lo and behold,
yeah,
the
nice.
Etch a
Yeah,
Sketch wound up being 6 scale worthy.
yeah, I was wondering about that. Yeah,
I put it with
that's
Deadpool.
cool, man.
Yeah.
You find all these cool little accessories that can pair well with 6 scale figures.
Yeah. And then of course I do toy photography too, so
Yeah, Yeah, throw
I
it in.
need
Yeah,
that
man.
articulation.
do some good stuff in there. Yeah, I'll throw in Mike's the links to his socials in the description after the stream. But yeah, check out his IG for his photos as well. That's some
100%.
creative stuff in there. All right, so going on to the next one here, the next figure in the line. Thanks for sharing that, by the way, Mike, on that
Yeah.
that Deadpool. We got, so this is the Rage Toys Gullinbursti. I think that's how you pronounce it. Inspired by obviously Bebop from TMNT, and this is so for those of you that are wondering, I just kind of like I did when I saw this name, I was like, Gullinbursti, what the hell is that? I looked it up, not gonna lie, but it turns out that that's the name of the boar in Norse mythology, so that's where that name comes from. But yeah, I know, right? So yeah, they gotta do some they do some reach in there. That's kind of like a pattern. I've noticed third-party companies, they'll use names from like mythology, from different like cultural mythologies for their figures. Yeah, and it's just kind of, which I mean, I don't mind, but it kind of also kind of teaches me too. I'm like, I learn in the process. I'm like, what is this name? And I end up looking it up. I'm like, oh, okay. It's pretty interesting. But this is the first, I'm trying to recall here, I think this is the first villain from this line they've made, because they've already come out with all the turtles. The newest one, I think, is still up for pre-order, hasn't released yet. I think that was the one inspired by Michelangelo that has yet to be released. But I'm trying to think. I don't think they've done any of the villains yet from this same line. I could be wrong. Correct me in the chat or in the comments if I'm wrong. But so yeah, this is the boar. And these the figures they've released so far, the turtles anyways, they've been really great. They're smaller, even for 12 scale, kind of smaller in size. And I'll show a picture here in comparison. There's a photo where it has him standing next to one of the turtles. But this is, so there's a couple of different options here. The figure itself is $54 USD, around there. There's an accessory kit that you can get separately if you want to get that down the line, if you decide you don't want it initially. But the kit by itself is $18, and I'll show what that comes with. But then there's some sites where you can get them both together, and the set for both the figure and that accessory kit is $68 to $70. And this figure stands about 7 inches, which is about 18 centimeters, and set to release the beginning of next year. So yeah, let me go through some photos here. Yeah, again, it's inspired by Bebop. So you have, just like the turtles, they had a couple of different look options, right? There's like some looks that were inspired by more of like kind of period pieces, like samurai based figures, and there's some accessories or looks to have them appear like the more modern Ninja Turtles as you know them. So it looks like they're kind of continuing with that here. They have, you know, the clothes and accessories to make it more of what we know Bebop is supposed to look like, or not Bebop. In others, there's the other option where he kind of looks more of like more like a mythological type right here, like a samurai based figure. So what are your guys' thoughts on this while I flip through some of the photos here?
Is this the company that regularly changes its name every time it sort of releases a new?
Yeah, yeah, good
figure?
call. So I believe they changed it twice. So before it was Fury Toys, and now it's Rage Toys, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, I remember Fury Toys.
Yeah.
I think
call.
these figures are fantastic. I love the samurai versions of them all, of the turtles, and this is great. I've got the NECA 90s movie turtles. I love them figures.
Yeah,
But
same.
these are really good. Really.
You have
really...
the quarter scale or the
No,
the
I
7-inch?
wish I had
Yeah,
the
okay.
quarter scale, but yeah, I've got the 7-inch. But I love these from, well, what were Fury Toys?
Yeah.
Rage Toys.
Yep. Yeah, and like I mentioned before, you know, these are great figures all around. The initial turtles, they had single jointed elbows, and I can't remember if the knees were single jointed as well, but they ended up correcting that, or upgrading, I should say, improving.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't they they made a change, didn't they, from like the first turtle they released, and then after that they sort of made immediate improvements, and I think it sort of upset quite a few collectors because
Yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah. And so let me see here. I think they carried that over to this figure as well. It definitely has butterfly joints, you can see. Yeah, so it looks like here it is double jointed there. You can kind of see the above and below the elbow there.
Yeah, that looks amazing though. That's really good.
Yeah, right. I mean, look at the wrinkles in his elbow. It's not just all smooth. There's actually texture to it as well. And the paint alone. Yeah, these figures, like I said, they've been really great thus far. This in the sculpt and the detail and the look. They're obviously taking some liberties and these the appearances of the characters they're inspired by. But yeah, sorry, go ahead, Phil. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying that I think I knew there was a bit of a hoo-ha over the improvement from the first turtle they released, which was it Donatello or something? I can't quite remember.
I think it was Leo that was first
Leo,
released.
Was it? And then they they made this improvement, and I think it upset quite a few people because it was. I'm sure it was quite a large improvement, a massive improvement, but nevertheless, I think these are really good. Yeah, it's a shame they deserve to get the license, to be fair, because I think they've represented them really well. Yeah,
I think so too. It's interesting because there's just like so many other variations of turtles out there. I wouldn't think it'd be that hard. So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe they just didn't try, or they prefer not to. Yeah, they don't want to pay. Exactly. They don't want to give up any percentage to like royalties or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating here, but yeah, it seems like that.
I'd love to know what the sort of the sales have been on the turtle figures because it's unlicensed, but.
Yeah,
it wouldn't bother me. I'd be quite happy to pick this up along with the turtles and Rocksteady. Yeah,
it's funny because speaking of the most recent turtle mashup, because they have so many. There's like Turtles and Power Rangers, Turtles and Street Fighter. There was like so the most recent one I saw was Turtles and I think it was WWE. I think that was Turtles. Right, it was WWE
He-Man or Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, they did that. Yep, yeah, they did that as well. Yeah, so they're like combining them with everybody, anyone who wants it. Yeah, Mike, what are your thoughts on this one, or if any?
Yeah, it's cool, I guess, but it doesn't fit into the scheme of my collection.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I definitely understand that one, man. Definitely understand that. But yeah, I do like the way this looks. Has this style in general from this line is kind of geared more towards a little more realistic type of look. And it's kind of similar to what we were talking about earlier with Lion-O and from Mondo, right? They kind of go to more like a little more realistic mix with like the animation.
Yeah, like the live action, if it was to be brought in as sort of live action. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can see like the little hairs that they sculpted in here, man. Like the detail on this, and then like some of the paint they have on his belly, his pants holding on for dear life with this with the chain there.
Beer gut.
Yeah, beer gut. Yeah.
Too many IPAs.
Yeah, he's bursty at the seams. But yeah, this looks cool. So I think I might, I don't know. I have the turtles, and I'm sure you guys, I don't know if you've seen the photos, but I have plenty of turtles. And so I don't know. Again, it's like the turtles are good by themselves. I have those, and I think I'm pretty content with those. So I don't think I have a desire to get this. As cool as this looks. Again, going back to so many things, so much to collect. You're running out of room. If I had this, where would I put it? So I do obviously like the turtles, but I think I'm good with just the core team. And even then, I have already multiple variations of turtles, which we're not done with yet. We have some turtle stuff coming up here after this, but to kind of further.
If they do a Rocksteady and a Shredder, it'd be nice to have those three together on the shelf as well.
Yeah, so they are doing a Shredder. I remember in a previous stream, I think when I talked about this, they're doing Splinter, and I believe they're doing a. No, actually, I take that back. I'm thinking of another line. I'm not sure if they're doing a Shredder or a Splinter on this one. I can't remember seeing. I'm like, there's just so many variations. I'm confusing them now. I'm not sure which one's which. So I don't think I've seen a Shredder for this line. I don't know. I could be wrong though. So yeah, you guys let me know here in the chat in the comments to confirm that. But I don't think they have. But yeah, I know there's like there's another line this gets confused with, and I covered this in a previous episode, that there's like Fury Planet, right? And they have their own kind of like anthropomorphic type of figures of animals who are like kind of warriors slash their own like aesthetic type of thing.
Yeah. And
so that kind of gets, I know some people kind of get those confused with what was before PCToys. And so, yeah, but I don't see why you can't mix those two lines together. But all right, if no one has anything else, we'll go on to the next one here. Got a couple more to go through. And this is sticking with turtles. This is the HeatBoys Donatello. And so this is, this was already, some of these have already been up for a while. I know the figures like the Zombie Brothers, and this being one, I just haven't been streaming for a while, and so I wanted to go back and touch on these. And like I said, some of these figures were carried over from what I was going to do in the previous episode. But yeah, so this has already been up for pre-order. I'm sure some of you already saw this, but I just kind of wanted to briefly talk about this one because I think this is cool. I have all the other other two turtles that have been released. Raphael is already up for pre-order as well, but that has yet to be released, at least here in the States. And then this is the most recent one that went up for pre-order to complete the four brothers. So this is, yeah, of course, Donatello going for 180, which is about on par for what the other ones were going for. Set to release in Q1 of next year, standing just over 9 inches tall, which is about 23 centimeters. And so there isn't really like a particular scale because this is like its kind of its own design, own thing. Like this company, these are licensed. So HeatBoys, I guess they approached, I forget who have the license now for the turtles, but they probably presented this concept, this idea. They liked them and they liked it, and they're going to continue. They went on to make these mech figures. So that's basically what these are supposed to be. They even come up, we'll go through some pictures, but they even come with little miniature like plastic turtles that you can put inside. There's like a canopy or like a cockpit, a cockpit area where you can put those little plastic turtles in there. They're like they're static, but still, it kind of gives you an idea of like what the scale is supposed to be. But these are like they're mechs, die cast. I covered the other figures before, but just to kind of reiterate, these will have die casts. A lot of them have, I think all of them have light up eyes that use a magnet to activate, right? It's one of those things where you get the magnet and you touch it on its head to turn on the eyes. Some of them have other functions, like battery operated functions. I think the Michelangelo had like the mini gun, the Gatling gun that actually spins, which is really cool. Yeah, like I said, die cast. Some of the weapons were die cast on some of the other figures, and so I take it this won't be any different. This is gonna have the fabric cloak, and this one's meant to be more like the sniper. You know, each turtle's has its own kind of different, unique specialty. So this one's kind of Donatello's the long range weapon assault turtle in this case, and these
That pose, I like that pose.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like these figures, yeah, they're definitely composed. They're all the accessories they come with. They're kind of all modular, so you can put them wherever, make whatever type of combination and connections that they will allow. But yeah, you can place them anywhere, so they don't go any particular spot. So you can see here, yeah. So that big rifle he had,
that was chainsaw man.
Yeah, yeah. You can see here they have it on his back now. So, and then he has this sniper rifle here, this little drone guy. Like, look at this, man. He's just completely laying down here with his cloak. Let's see here. Yeah, there's just a bunch of accessories to name, but obviously he has one of his signature staffs, or this mech has the staff. Another cool thing about these figures is that they have this really strong, sturdy display base that have, I believe they're steel rods, right? So you actually have to screw them in the base, and then they can attach to like the back, I think, or to like the turtle's ass. There's like a part that you can like remove, like a cover, and then you can like stick them in there. But the base itself, the platform, there's like a lid. I think it's I'm trying to remember here.
My man. Pause.
Yeah, it's shaped like a you can take off the lid and put all the accessories in there. They may have a picture in here. But yeah, it's always cool when companies do that, right? They kind of, yeah, here you can see like this on the right here. You can take off this manhole cover, and then it's just thick enough where you can put some of these accessories in there if you want to kind of store them in there. And here's the two rods I was talking about here in the bottom right. There's a short one and a long one. And then you attach it to these pieces here, which kind of go underneath the figure. You connect it to the figure, and that'll allow you to kind of have it like in a flight mode or a pose. But yeah, here's everything it comes with. And here's the pieces I was talking about. You have to kind of clip them off, but there's little turtles. Like there would be a little Donatello in here that you can then put in the cockpit of this figure. Yeah, and again, there's just some more variations on how you can attach the accessories, the weapons. He has these goggles that some of the other Donatello figures from some of the other lines come with. These kind of like goggles type of visor device. But yeah, I know I've talked about this before. Oh yeah, here's the light up function that I was talking about. Some of these have this. Has it in his pulse rifle. Let me see, what do they actually call this? A rail gun. Magnetic a rail gun. That's what it is. Alloy staff. Yeah, so his staff is going to be made out of metal. Yeah, so a lot of different accessories. But yeah, sorry, I turn it over to you guys now. What do you guys think on this one?
Well, I'm not a Turtles fan at all. Pretty much zero interest in Turtles. But I remember the time we were talking about this on, I guess, your stream or one of the other streams, and this came up. I remember going, because we were looking at the Michelangelo one.
Yeah.
And that's the one. That's the one with the Gatling gun.
Right.
And I was looking at, man, these are dope.
Yeah.
I dig these mech versions. I once again, I'm not a Turtles fan. I care less about them, but in this particular type of, these are dope. And I really dig that Michelangelo. That Gatling gun that spins around is just killer.
Yeah, that was really. I was really blown away by that.
And it got a nice height, 9 inches. You said.
Yep.
Like that.
And here's where I was saying where different options, right? So you have this little drone thing that you can attach to his shoulder, or you can actually have it be some sort of like robotic type of like kind of on its own, and then attach this other little gun to it. So there's different options that you can have with these.
How many of these you got? You got all? You got three of the four, or how many?
I have 2 on me. The Raphael hasn't released yet, and then this is the last one here.
Yeah, they're cool.
Okay.
I love the color schemes. paint.
Yeah, look at this. His grapple hook
Yeah.
goes inside. You can put that inside this little drone thing too.
Nice.
Yep. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Let me see what it says about that wire. If that's an actual bendable wire or not, or if it's just a.
It looks like a bendable wire.
Right. Yeah, it does. But then I wonder how difficult it'll be to kind of wrap it in here, if it is. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll keep looking.
Wrap
But
around
yeah,
your baby finger, spool it around.
tuck it in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So here's the cockpit I was talking about, where you can put the little turtle in there. It's on the back, and then you can see here on the right this little translucent.
Like a little incubator or something.
Yeah, and then you just kind of close the shell, and yeah, that's where he would go. You control it from. I think you can rotate this too. This in the back, it rotates so he's
Really?
facing the other way.
Okay. That is cool.
But yeah, again, multiple.
Yeah,
options
you
on
haven't
here.
messed around with the ones you have?
No, not yet. Yeah, again, slowly but surely trying to put my figures in all their respective spaces, but the stuff's just coming in faster than I can do that, and I don't want to rush through it, right? And just hurry up and open it and just put it out. I want to actually take my time and enjoy it. So, but because of that, they're coming in hot, and they're piling up. But no, to answer your question, I have not messed with these all that much yet. I've kind of looked at them, but I haven't had a chance to actually play with them all. There's just because there's so many pieces too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phil, any thoughts on this?
Really nice looking figures, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, the articulation, I'm assuming, is on point because some of the poses they're throwing in the photographs there.
Yeah,
pretty
I
good.
would say they're on par with 3.0 Transformers.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
other than outside of Transformers, I've very little interest in the sort of the mech crossovers some of these companies do, but nevertheless, it still looks incredible though.
Yeah.
And flicking through those photos, once I saw that pose where he's on his knee with a sniper rifle, I thought, wow.
Oh, like
So
this
it
right?
piqued my interest. But yeah, I mean, I think you said, are they around $180?
Yeah, 180. Yeah, and I believe in the US, the only place I was able to find it is on Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other places.
I've ordered from Big Bad. They've been pretty good. I managed to avoid the import tax. But
Oh, nice. Get it where you can.
exactly, yeah. But really nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to
You need
getting
get 'em
this
out.
one.
I was going to say, you need to get them out and get some photographs. I want to see them.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to completing this line, and then I got to make the space. I got to find a spot to put them because I already have my other turtle shelf here right behind me. That one's already full. My detail. So gotta maybe one of my garage shelves here, my DIY garage shelves. I got to make some room there because these are heavy. Like I said, there are a lot of die casts on these, so they're pretty heavy. So I need to find a place for it.
So are they 1/12? Are they, or are they 1/6?
No, so there's not.
They're 9 inch. You said they're around 1
Yeah,
inch.
9.
Yeah, they're 9 inches, but as far as scale, I haven't actually calculated that. But you can see again, in comparison to the turtle that was in the cockpit, that's it kind of gives you an idea of how big these are supposed to be. This is right here. This is the turtle here. But yeah, this stands 9 inches tall. Let's see here. Yeah, just a little over 9 inches, 23 centimeters. Yep.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this one, completing the line, and so this is the line I know for sure. I saw they had a April, a Shredder, and a Splinter mech variations of those figures on the way as well. At least they showed them they teased them on their Facebook and on their X feed, I should say. So I know those are in the works. So that's kind of interesting, right? I wouldn't think April or even Splinter would need a mech. Shredder I can understand, but yeah, they're making them. Yeah.
Well, they make mech Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Sentinel did that, right? That was Sentinel.
And Black Panther. There was a mech Black Panther I've seen.
That Hot Toys. Yep.
Yeah.
Mech Strike. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That transformed
and so again,
as well, didn't it? I think.
Yeah, the Black Panther. Yeah, it kind of.
Yeah, transformed, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's semi. Yeah, and actually, that's one I just got in recently. Also, that I have to pop open and mess around with. But I got that one as well. That Mech Strike. But yeah, so this is one of those ones where yeah, the whole April and the Splinter thing. Splinter comes with like a hoverboard type of device. It looked like. And I covered these on a previous stream, so I can't remember which episode it was, but it was the figure Lowdown, and I'm sure if you do a search in there, if I remember, I'll put it in the description after the stream. But yeah, night where I showed over the photos of those upcoming figures. So yeah, so if for those of you that are wanting to go further down this line, big fan of the turtles and love the mech aesthetic, like I do, there's something for you. All right, gentlemen. Sticking with turtles, the last set of figures we're going to be talking about. Let's see here. Again, this is one of the ones that I was going to cover in the last episode, but I just haven't a chance. So jumping down even smaller than 12 scale, we're going 1/18, fellas. We're going even smaller.
JoyToy.
Yep, yeah, JoyToy exactly here. I'm trying.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right. Good call.
You said 1/18.
Yeah. Yeah, and they also do. I guess I'll start with these ones. They also do some 1/12 scale figures as well. JoyToy does.
Yeah, and that's kind of new for them.
Yeah, right.
Within like the last year or so, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So last figures of the stream. This is the JoyToy TMNT turtles, and these are actually licensed as well, surprisingly, but they're only available. Well, quote unquote, available in Asian markets, I believe specifically China. There are some places where you can. I mean, you can have them shipped to the U.S., but technically they're only released and sold in Asian markets. So I mean, I have a link in the description below. You can a place where you can order them from, or you can order them direct from JoyToy as well. So I'm not sure what the stipulations are on there, but I guess retailers in U.S. can't sell them directly, so you have to kind of get them from somewhere, and retailer from Asia somewhere over there. So
Right.
yeah, and there's
Ami or
yeah, I didn't see them on Ami. I know they were on PCToys. That's one of them. I actually got mine on 1/6 kit, although they're not up anymore. So I want to say he probably took all the orders that he wanted to get, or like he already filled his pre-order quantity. I'm not sure, but they're not up there anymore. But yeah, there's a couple other places where they're still available if you're interested. Even Amazon had it, so I don't know how that works. But it was it wasn't sold directly from Amazon. It was like another vendor that
right vendor through Amazon.
Exactly, yeah. But those are sold out as well. The ones on Amazon, those are already bought up. So there's a couple of places, but these are going. So the range is like 141 to 155 USD for the set. Yeah, for the set. They are $37 each. The only place that I've seen you can buy them separately so far was JoyToy. There may be some other places where you can get them separately if you want just certain ones. But yeah, JoyToy in general, their figures are pretty pricey for their size. That's another line where the price is up there. But I will say their figures are pretty good. I do have a few of them. The sculpt and the detail and the accessories they come with, again, for this scale relative to other 1/18 or 3/4 inch scale figures, they're pretty good. And even these here, I think these look pretty good. And so yeah, each turtle has, of course, their iconic weapons and a bunch of other accessories. There's too many to list here, but a lot of them have effects that correspond to them specifically, in addition to these little bases here. So you see they each have these little bases that you can actually kind of push together. I'm not sure if they actually connect, but let's see, there should be, yeah, here you go. Yeah. So this is what it looks like when they're all pushed together and connected, which is really cool. I think when I first saw this photo or these pictures, I thought it was a statue, like a statue setup.
Right.
Yeah, because I know there's some similar other statues that have all four kind of posed in a kind of dynamic pose. I think Iron Studios has one that's similar, right? Where they're on a rooftop and then you can kind of put them together. I think those are newer. So yeah, I thought this was along the same lines, but no, it turns out these are actually figures. And some of them have. Oh, here's a view from the top, and here's what they look like in the back. Again, each with their signature weapons. They come with a good amount. Oh, and here's all their like actual weapon effects. So this looks cool. Yeah, so this kind of came out of left field because JoyToy, they make a lot of mech type militaristic Warhammer based figures, and then Warhammer's different themes within that. There's they have like dystopian, they have like futuristic ones, they have like I said, military.
A lot of their military stuff is like chunky and broad and
yeah, kind of similar to the McFarlane Warhammers, right? I don't know because it's Warhammer, so yeah, they do Warhammer also, smaller figure, smaller scale. They have like a zombie line. I actually have, let me see here, which I, of course, again, zombies horror, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so I got
your true first love.
Yeah, I scored these on Amazon. So this is one of their zombies here they did, but they have quite a few of them. There's like I bought the set. There's I think like 4 different zombie figures, and so I was like, okay, I had to get those. So yeah, 118, but really cool. I have some of their the mechs, the JoyToy mechs. I think that line is called Battle for the Stars. And yeah, it reminds me a lot of I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game Titanfall.
No.
Titanfall, yeah, I used to love that game.
Yeah, so you're in your mech. You said you played it, Phil?
Yeah, love Titanfall.
Yeah, and so those, if you love Titanfall, and I know you mentioned you didn't really per se like mechs, but I love that game, especially Titanfall 2. That's the one where I had the campaign, and I love that. I think it still holds up, but for those of you out there who like that game and want something to kind of represent that, I think those look into these JoyToy mechs. Those will scratch. Yeah, exactly. Or Pacific Rim. One thing that from childhood, I don't know if you guys remember Robot Jocks. Do you guys remember that movie from the 80s?
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
No, what was the one with was Hugh Jackman in it? With the box
Steel.
Real Steel.
Real Steel.
Yeah. There was that one too. Yeah, but there was one from the 80s. I used to watch a lot because I was just fascinated by the whole mech thing even then. And it was called Robot Jocks. Same concept, right? There's like these people who get into these big, like Pacific Rim, basically. That was Pacific Rim. Exactly. But in the 80s, I don't know if they did that first or someone else had done it prior, but I want to say Pacific Rim was probably inspired by that. There was a couple of movies like that. I think another one was called Robot Wars, I want to say. But it was really, I haven't revisited it in a while, so I don't know if it still holds up, but I was just so fascinated by that. And as being a kid and watching them, like, whoa, they're compiling mechs, and they would go like an arena and fight each other. Yeah, it was really cool. But anyways, so yeah, JoyToy has those. They're like either 135th or also 118th scale, I think it was, or 124th, I think, are the 2 scales they do for those mechs. Sorry, I went off a tangent there, but that's all I'll say. JoyToy does other stuff. Turtles came out of nowhere, and I was like, whoa, what the hell? JoyToy's doing these again, licensed. So it's really cool. This is an aesthetic slightly different than anything else that's come out before. It's not really exactly from, obviously, the animation. It kind of looks like a crossbreed between maybe like comics and the animation, I should say, the cartoon. But these look really cool. You can see here. Let me change the view here. They each have a skateboard with of course, their respective wheel color. Got to have the matching wheels, right? But yeah, I think these look awesome. I'll turn it over to you guys. Phil, what are your thoughts on this 1/18th JoyToy Turtles?
Yeah, I mean 3 3/4 inch. I wouldn't have believed it unless I'd read it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have believed these are 3 3/4. I mean, when you compare that to a vintage collection Star Wars figure,
yeah,
these are great. I'd love to have those as a companion pieces against the NECA.
Yeah.
The details, the initials on their belt buckles, bandoliers, everything.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're 3 3/4 inch. I really can't believe they're 3 3/4 inch.
All right. Yeah. I know they're pricey. I haven't bought a vintage collection figure in a while. How much are those usually? Are they like around 20, under 20?
Yeah, I think they are around about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are obviously getting more expensive, but again, you're getting a lot more.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean the accessories, like you said, you've got the skateboards, the weaponry, the base. It's really clever that you can condense that base down. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's a space saver on a shelf, but it's still an impressive display without hiding everybody behind everything else. I think.
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's kind
I
of
think these are great. To be honest.
yeah, and that's why I kind of want to get them too. Like you said, like again, obviously smaller scale, but they still even in this compact scale, they're getting a good amount of.
You wouldn't know. If I was to
exactly, yeah.
photograph that, you would not know that was a 3 3/4 inch.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't even know they were when I first saw them. I thought they were like a statue, some sort of statue. Look at that. Like most of the joints are hidden well. You have to really look to see the joints on this. I mean,
And
these.
that's
like,
the thing. I think because they're so small, it's difficult to
To
spot
see.
them. But
Yeah,
I'd
Yeah,
be
no, I
tempted.
definitely-
I would seriously be tempted. It's a shame they're not more mainstream with the more mainstream sellers, but because it sounds like they could be potentially quite difficult to get. But
yeah. Like I said, like there were more online retailers that had them available, but they're starting to kind of shrink down. Yeah, I already mentioned 1/6 kit. It no longer has it. Amazon no longer has them. So if for those of you that are interested, I would consider pulling the trigger on these, because I mean, I don't know. Again, it's just so far it's only been released in China. I don't know if they're gonna expand and make more again for the US or other countries throughout the world. So I don't know.
yeah,
What's
it's,
that?
it's just. I mean, even from there, subtle things like the number plate stuck to Michelangelo's
Yeah.
shell, the wraps on around their ankles, wrists and ankles.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah, they're cool figures. Really cool figures.
so good. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
You can barely
Mike, what
see
about
the
you?
joints there. You can barely see
Yeah,
the joints
I know,
behind the knee pads there as well.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, you're right. Because it doesn't look like it's
Hopefully
going right
they
over.
don't- Yeah,
Go ahead. I think you're gonna say the same thing.
I was just
Go
going to say, hopefully they don't limit articulation too much because of the. But I'm sure
Yeah.
they push around a bit and.
ahead. Exactly. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yep. Because it doesn't look like it's kind of slit anyway to kind of go with the articulation. So looks like it might, hinder it right there. That's good. Yeah, good call there. Mike, what are your thoughts on these here?
Yeah. Once again, I'm really not interested in the turtles in general, but I do have a great deal of respect for the company because the first time I stumbled across JoyToys was with the military mech stuff,
Yeah.
and at the time, I wasn't sure with 1/18th exactly how that scaled out. And when I was looking at the military mix, I'm like, wow, look at the detail on this stuff. I just love the way it looked. And so I started getting up an interest, and I said, well, one of these days, I think I might want to purchase, one of the mechs. And then I found out that 1/18th was a lot smaller than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, the detail, and then I've heard countless people talk about the articulation. This company has a lot of respect. A lot of people like it. And like I said, I've seen a lot of stuff they do that looks great. But I just can't go this small anymore.
That's not what she said. Yeah, I noticed here on the bottom corner. Yeah, on the bottom corner, it says 10.6 centimeters here. So transferring that to inches for all the stateside folks, that's a little over 4 inches.
Yeah, that's
so that kind of
great.
yeah. I know we already said they're 1/18th, but just to get a little more, give you more of an idea of height there.
But
yeah.
what they do in that scale is just amazing.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with both of you guys. I'm just, when I first saw these, again, I know we said it a couple times, but I was just blown away. Same as you guys. The articulation looks to be on point too. We already saw the double jointed. It looks like they had double jointed knees and I think elbows too. Let me see here. Let me try to. No, it looks single jointed there. But still, regardless, yeah. Now, some of the poses it looks like you can get on these look pretty good. Yeah. Let me hold that up there while I go to the chat real quick. It's been a minute since I went to the chat. Didn't forget about you guys. P-Rock saying, I still need to pick these up. Yeah, man, as was another turtle fan, I know. Figured you would be interested in these.
Well, I think that right there goes back to what we were talking about, the mechs.
Oh, I see. Is that what you're referring to, P-Rock? My bad. Yeah, I know it's been a while. So
Because I think he put that up quite a while ago.
Oh, did he? Okay, my bad. Let's see. What is this? All right. Oh, I see. Let's see. Calvin, low key collector in the house. What is up? So, what's up, fellas? Appreciate you coming through, man.
What's up,
Hope you're having a good Saturday so far. Let's see here. Good.
Renz Tolentino's here.
Yep, Renz in the house. What is up, my man Renz? Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you, sir. Hopefully you're having a good weekend as well. Let's see, who am I missing? Yeah, I appreciate you all coming through, spending the Saturday with us again. As I mentioned earlier, everyone's saying what's up. So yeah, man, appreciate you all coming through again on this fine Saturday. All right. Okay, yeah, I think we discussed everything on that one. Anyone else have anything else they wanted to add?
They have these in the on a UK site called PCToys, which they have a good reputation, and they've been reduced from £160 to 135.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Delivered. So,
delivered. That's including shipping.
yeah.
I wonder if Entertainment Earth carries them.
No, I don't like none of those online, the U.S. online retailers.
Oh.
I looked, unless they just got it recently, but when I looked, they didn't have it because, yeah, like I mentioned, these are only technically sold in China, Asia markets. So I guess they only were able to get the license over there and not worldwide.
I see.
As of now, anyways. So yeah, I didn't see him on Entertainment Earth when I initially looked, and then recently again, I didn't see him come up. So you won't see him Entertainment Earth, BBTS, Target.
Right.
You've planted a seed there, Jay.
What's up?
You've planted a seed there. You're enabling.
Oh, gotcha. Are you looking now? Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I'm just sharing information. That's all I'm here to do. Don't kill the messenger. Yeah. You wouldn't be the first, though. I would say you wouldn't be the first to do that on stream.
No, I'm putting it down. No.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I know some people have already covered these, and like I said, it's been a minute since I've been streaming, so I wanted to do these myself because, yeah, I really like these. I pre-ordered myself. I'm a turtle fan as well. Some of you out there, I know, local Lou, P-Rock, and so yeah, I'm pretty sure they're getting these. I think Lou said he's already got these on lock. So yeah,
sure.
but yeah, there's these again. That's what this stream is kind of all about, right? Kind of introducing things that a lot of people aren't aware of or don't really talk about, that don't get as much love. And yeah, because otherwise, if I didn't, you probably would have missed out on those, or someone else, they wouldn't have known about it and they would have missed it. They've been sold out. But yeah, just I'm happy to share this information with you guys. If it works, it works. If not, no worries. I know some of these aren't for everybody. I know, like Mike mentioned himself, this is 1/18 in turtles. He's not really into that, so it's pass for him. But it could be a thing for Phil. It sounds like, so we'll see how that goes. All right. So with that was the last of it, gentlemen. How are we feeling? Are you up for a round of Feezy's 20?
Tie me down.
Or Phil, how you feeling? Are you?
Yeah, good.
You sure? You good? I don't want to.
Okay, all right. I'm fine.
Yeah, my man. All right, let's do this. Let me bring that up then. Let's see here.
As Feezy revs up his chainsaw.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see here. Let me end this. Stop sharing. Switch it up. All right, well, I'm pulling this up. Phil, man, how have you been, man? I know it's been a minute since you've been on the stream, but how are things going? I've been appreciate you sharing those photos of your trip. You went to Florida recently, right? Was that?
Yeah, I've been fortunate to have 2 holidays this year. Florida in probably couldn't have timed it worse because it was spring break for you guys.
Oh, I see. That's when you went. Yeah.
Yeah, Disney was insanely busy.
Oh,
it was
man.
Easter break for us, so there were obviously a lot of people from the UK and Europe over there, and then spring break on top, so it was absolute chaos. Absolute chaos. But first time going to Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, how was it? Yeah,
really good. The only, I'm not a a sequels fan.
Yep.
Because of my age, obviously.
Yeah, you're not alone.
And it's kind of heavily based on the sequels.
Yeah.
Which was slightly disappointing because the OT stuff is sort of stuffed in that corner. You know, the I can't remember what it's called, but it's been there for years with the AT-AT full-size AT-AT.
Oh yeah.
There.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Millennium Falcon walking through there, it was amazing.
Oh, on the Smuggler's Run ride?
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're talking about? Yeah, where you get to actually go sit in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really good. But I love Florida. We had the opportunity to sort of move to America a few years ago with the company I was working for. My wife wasn't keen, even though she was the first person to introduce me to America, because I went to Vegas with her. That was my first trip to America. But I would love to live in America. But there you go. One day maybe.
So it's a possibility? You said it's still up for discussion?
What, the move into America?
Yeah, the move or no?
Probably not. Oh, no?
No? Okay, gotcha.
Because
And where do you reside?
It's a humble little country called Wales in the UK.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it's we've had a terrible summer. It's been a complete washout. Our weather is so unpredictable; it's unreal. At least when we're over there, in the summer it's hot, in the winter it's cold. You generally know, don't you?
Yeah.
But with us, our winter can be just as mild or as warm as our summers. So it's yeah.
Oh wow, interesting.
But yeah, Florida was brilliant. Thanks for asking. Really, really good.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you had a blast. Real quick, what was your feeling when you on Galaxy or Rise of Resistance and you got out of that the shuttle and you just it opened up into the
with all the First Order stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Blew my mind, and I thought I was videoing it, so I had my phone up and I thought I'm gonna video all this. But
yeah.
I wasn't on video. I was on photo.
Oh,
and when I went back, I was like, "Where's the video? Where's the video?" Stupidly, I hadn't filmed it.
Oh man. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Yeah, I hate that. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, but yeah, that was hairs standing on end moment when you walk through there and sort of saw them all stood there and mind blowing. Really good.
Right? Yeah.
Really
you're
fun
just
time.
like in awe, and then you're trying to savor it in, but they're kind of also telling you like, okay, come on.
They're trying to
keep
shuffle
it going.
you on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the frustrating part. Even with Smuggler's Run, when you're there and the chessboard is there, and you're like, I want to get a shot of this, and I want to take a photo there.
Yeah.
I want to try and get my son in as many photographs as possible, but they're like, yeah, move along. Well, you're like, oh.
Yeah, move along. You're like, damn it, hold on. Let me enjoy
The one thing I was frustrated with though was I wanted to build a lightsaber, and I remember Loco Lou. I don't know whether Loco Lou's still in the chat, and I think it was for his birthday. He was going to custom build a lightsaber, and that's one thing I wanted to do was custom build a lightsaber. And I went there, and you had to pre-book it, and I knew nothing about it. I was on the app, knew nothing about it, and then when I tried to do it on the app, it would redirect me to the UK Disney store.
Oh.
And you couldn't do it through the Disney store, so I had no way of getting in to build a lightsaber. So that was slightly frustrating, but
it's man, that's weird. Yeah. So you would. It kind of seems like it would just transfer over since you're already in the States. Like maybe I don't know, like the cellular service wouldn't do that. That's weird.
Yeah, because it was the Orlando app that I had, so you could see all the sort of ride wait times and everything else.
Yeah.
But if you try to book anything, it would redirect you to Disney Store UK.
What the hell? Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Really
so you missed out on building a lightsaber altogether. Damn it.
Yeah, but never mind. There's always a next time.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thanks for sharing, man. Glad you had fun, you and the family.
Great. Really great.
All right, here we go. Gents, Feezy's 20. I'm sure you've all played this, but for those, just a reminder for who those are just tuning in and they haven't went through this before. So this is basically 20 questions, right? You ask 20 yes or no questions with one of those questions being your actual guess. If you guess, you ask a question, is it this figure, and you're wrong, then game over. Game over, man. Game over. So, make sure you narrow it down as much as you can. I would suggest kind of, having your questions not be as vague, because it's only for your benefit, right? You're trying to help yourselves guess the question, guess the figure, not stump me. So you want to, you have again, you have 19 questions to do that. So yeah, keep that in mind. I count 2.0s as separate figures because that changes the answer to the question. So keep that in mind. And you're trying to guess the figure, right? So also keep, this is going to be a Hot Toys. I'll give it to you now. It's going to be a Hot Toys figure. So you have that. So you want to try to narrow down what character or figure that this character is based on. Let's see here. Of course, honor system, right? So no Googling, close your chats, or go to the private chat or something instead. So you're not seeing what the chat is typing in. And chat, if you want to throw out suggestions, questions for suggestions they can ask, feel free to type those in the chat and I'll pull them up. I'll pull up the questions that they're suggesting, but I won't pull up their guesses. So chat, if you want to play amongst yourselves within the chat and start throwing out guesses for yourselves, feel free. No questions like, does it rhyme with, does it sound like, or does it start with this letter type of thing, that whole thing. Let's see here, what else? And I think that's pretty much it. So if and you can narrow it down too by asking, if you say is this an Iron Man figure, right? You're not really saying anything specific. You're just asking that's more of a general, is this an Iron Man figure? Then I can answer yes or no. Then you can kind of narrow it down further. So if I say yes, then that helps you at least narrow it down to, okay, that's an Iron Man figure. Now I just need to figure out which one it is, type of thing. So those types of questions are okay. Let me see, and I think that's it. You got anything? Any clarifying questions, or are you guys good?
Phil, have you played this game before?
I haven't, no.
No.
Right.
Okay.
So
I would suggest talking amongst yourself. It's okay to do that too. When you guys are ready, just ask your question. Just let me know. But it helps. You guys can feed off each other if you're talking out loud, and also, get the chat involved. Kind of make it a little more.
we're not supposed to look at the chat, right?
No. I'm just saying, so the chat can hear what you guys are saying. You guys can feed off each other. Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, you can't look at the chat. But yeah, just the banter between you two, will help. I'm sure will spark some ideas and thoughts, and just basically think out loud. Basically, just start.
So before we ask a question, Phil, you and I can volley back and forth. Well, what's the next question we should ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to make sure we don't be too frivolent about it and then lose it. So
yeah, you guys can talk to each other for sure.
And we're guessing on a figure in your collection, Jay, yeah?
No, so yeah, thanks for clarifying that one. So no, this is a figure that's either there's a figure that's already released. So it's a Hot Toys figure that's already released in general. It's not one I specifically have per se. All these have been figures that are released.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, released. Okay, so without further ado, let's fucking go. Whenever you guys are ready.
Okay, Mike, fire away. What are we thinking? Straight into your
Yeah, we gotta start with asking, is it science fiction? Is it horror? Is it, you know what I mean? Let's start with genre first.
Okay.
What do you think? Or wait a minute, maybe should we go with genre? Or okay, so it's a Hot Toys figure. We know that. You want to start off with when it was released?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What should we ask if it's been released within the last 5 years, 2 years, 10 years? What do you think?
Making an assumption that it's from a movie. When was the movie released?
Well, how do we know it's from a movie?
Yeah, that's the only thing. Making the assumption.
No, what I was saying is when the figure was released.
Yeah.
Do you think we should ask that question?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Now, but how do you think we should ask it? Has it been released within the last 5 years, 2 years, 7 years? I'll let you.
Oh, right. So we can't ask specific then.
Well, what do you mean by that?
The answer is yes or no. Okay.
No, it could be yes or no. You can only ask yes or no questions.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me. I'll just go ahead. Let me just go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
Has the figure been released within the last 3 years?
No.
So it's older than 3 years ago. So we know that.
So can we ask the scale as well? Yeah. Oh, we know it's a hot.
Well,
toy.
we already know
Sorry.
it's 6 scale because it's hot toy.
Yeah.
And it's a figure. We know that. Well, you said it was a figure, so we can discount vehicle. Okay? So it's been out longer than 3 years. You want to go with genre?
Yeah.
Which one you want?
This is tough.
We have
so broad.
You have 18 questions left, so you have some questions to spare. I would just keep an eye on that. And chat, if you have suggestions, throw them out that they can ask.
So
to help them out.
Do we ask
You can simply go
an IP or a genre?
You can do it. You can do that either one.
Yeah, what'll help you guys narrow it down?
Okay. Is it sci-fi?
No.
Is it human?
Yes. Is the character human? Yes.
Is it from a movie adaptation?
A movie adaptation? Yes.
Human movie adaptation. It's not science fiction. I mean, we could go horror, we can do that, but then that's eating it up. I mean, well,
What about
go ahead.
what about if you ask, is it DX?
I'll leave that up to you.
Would that help you guys if you knew that?
I don't know if it helped me,
Probably
but
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
because I was
Or
gonna
just-
just go ahead and ask, is it the male female thing? Well, it's human.
Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna ask either one, is it male or female? You want to try that?
Yeah.
Is the figure female?
No.
So we know it's male. I'm thinking about asking if the figure would be considered a protagonist, antagonist kind of.
Yeah.
How do you ask this thing? Because you want to separate a good and evil, bad or good. In the genre in which this character resides,
Mm-hmm.
would it be considered a good guy?
At one point, yes.
At one point. Oh, great. That doesn't help at all.
All
All right, so
Anakin, is it?
it was a good guy and turned bad?
So I'm thinking,
Uh-oh. Well, it's not science fiction, so it's not. It's not Dark Side Anakin. this game, man. Go ahead.
Or about is it superhuman? Maybe
That's your question.
are they superhuman? No, sorry, Jane.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to ask that, or do you want to ask if it has power?
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to. What would be the best way to is it superhuman? Go ahead. I mean, might as well. I've already asked them.
No, go on. I'll go with. Do they have powers?
Not directly, like not in the mutant sense.
Not in the mutant sense. Why would he say not in the mutant sense? Because it's not genetic. All right. Well, let me ask you: Were these powers? Were these powers inflicted?
Inflicted. What do you mean inflicted?
Like
on the
these
character?
were these powers achieved like accident? Like there was no concerted effort. The powers that this particular being has.
Yeah.
Were these powers brought upon that person? You know,
Like intentionally?
Right, unintentionally.
No, not unintentionally.
Okay, so we have a subject who is, I think we assume male.
Mm-hmm.
Has powers.
So you got not from the past 3 years, not sci-fi, human. It's a male.
Has powers.
It's a movie adaptation. This at one point was considered a good guy, and they have a form of powers, I would say.
But the powers were engineered.
Well, they weren't. They were intentional. They were gained them intentionally, right? Because your question is, were they inflicted on them unintentionally?
You're saying it was intentional.
Yeah. So the reason they have these powers was intentional. Beam, wish I weren't at work. Yeah, sorry, Beam. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish he was here because he's a great help.
What would Beam ask? Salute, B-Rock. He's got my beer cracked. Cheers. Salute. Yeah, I'm sure you're looking forward to the fights, man. I might have to catch that on the rewind tomorrow. But yeah, speaking of the UFC fights, I'm sure he's getting ready for that.
This is killing me because what was good. So I'm assuming we're talking about someone who has powers. Okay, I'm gonna ask: did the powers corrupt this character?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
That could be any villain. I mean, I'm gonna keep asking questions if you're not. I know I'm eating them up, but
No.
I don't know whatever else to do.
You're seasoned. You're seasoned at this, Mike.
Oh no, dude! I played this game like 3 times, and every time I leave his chamber, I leave without my head.
Just realized I forgot to decrease the number count there. I think we're at 11, right? You guys had 9 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Holy cow! All right,
So 10 questions and a guess. So you got a couple to narrow down even further.
what's that last question I asked? My own question.
I will I will add, just because I don't want to leave you guys astray. The whole genre thing is, I would say it's controversial on what this is actually is. So that should be a hint right there, because I don't want to lead you guys astray.
Well, saying that it's controversial doesn't really hone in on anything either.
Okay, take it for what it is.
Is this a part of the horror genre?
No.
It's not sci-fi. It's not horror.
Phil, you drawing a blank there? You got nothing.
I am. I just don't know where to go.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Let's hear them. Just talk out loud and see. So maybe Mike can pick up on what you're thinking.
I'm thinking something from the boys.
Go ahead.
But is there anything that's older than 3 years?
It's older than the series is older.
The series is, isn't it? But
but
are any of the figures older than 3 years?
I think
Because
I think Homelander was the first figure that came out, and I don't think that's been 3 years yet.
no,
Am I correct with Homelander? I think. I don't think.
I don't think it was. But then, how soon after the first season did they release?
Well,
the
now
figure?
hold on a second. It's movie related, not TV series related. Remember?
Oh God, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It was adapted to a movie.
Controversial.
Yeah, you guys, you can narrow it further down with genre, go time frame. You already know it's a male, human male, that was once considered a good guy.
I'm afraid to ask another genre. I've already went up to 2 blanks with the last 2. I'm concerned about asking it again.
What would the Crow come under, Mike? Horror or sci-fi?
I think Feezy. Feezy, didn't you do the Crow before?
Yeah, I did.
He's already done that. Was good and turned bad. I mean, that's a million characters. I would ask you if it's fantasy, and he'll probably say no. I'm trying to think of some other genre.
Straight up, are they in the MCU?
No.
I bet it's probably not DC. I wonder if it's related to the comics at all.
There are not that many IPs that Hot Toys do, are there? So it's not MCU, it's not a sci-fi, so it's not Star Wars or
That's
Alien.
true. That's true. It's not Star Wars. I mean, it still leaves alive.
Anyone in the chat, any suggestions for these guys? Help them out. I mean, you kind of are I mean, that's another option you can look at, right? Going, as you said, so it's not MCU. What other?
Well, I mean, I want to ask DC, but I'm afraid you're gonna go nope.
Well, that'll at least help you, right? I mean, there's some questions, and you gotta
All right, is it
take the
DC?
nose, take the nose with the
Is
yeses.
it DC?
Is it DC? No, it is not.
Oh man.
I just
Somebody
want to
knows
know.
not DC. But
I
he still narrowed it down.
I always let him steer me wrong.
Again, genres is controversial there.
I know. That's why it's so hard to ask that. I mean,
Controversial genre.
does this? I'm going to ask a really, really weird question.
Go for it.
Does this
Wait.
particular character wear just normal human clothing?
You want to go with that?
Yes.
Okay, then no. Normal human clothing, no. I presume you mean by like today's standards.
No. I mean, like a shirt and tie. It doesn't matter what era it is. It could be 18th century. Does he wear human clothing?
Okay, well that's kind of
No, it's not because
that's kind of general there. Yeah. Well, I mean, this person is a human, so I guess I mean technically the clothes he's wearing are human clothing, then, right?
Well, what I mean,
So that's what I'm saying. That's kind of vague there.
He could be wearing like a superhero outfit. That's what I'm trying to get.
I
You
see.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then, yeah. See, that one's kind of. I want to say yes. Then I guess this would be for this character's.
It would be outside
Setting.
of something that a normal human would wear.
For this character's setting, I would consider it normal clothing.
And that just really threw me off.
All right,
No, I'm
you
sorry.
got
Just,
you got some good clues there.
Oh.
I played this game like 3 other times. It crashed and burned. It was other people
Okay.
that helped me out.
Oh no!
Okay.
Come on now.
What you got? What you got?
I was gonna say something again, but then
Please.
no, it's not. There's nothing controversial about it. So
I don't know. I've caught Feezy before. We had
Yep.
issues about what meant what.
Exactly.
I
Yep.
don't know.
This is gonna fall in that line too. But I searched it. I looked it up.
I know you say that all the time.
just Mike, I was thinking like the Terminator route, but then is that sci-fi? Is that horror?
That's
But what's controversial?
sci-fi. Well, either comment. It's either one or the other. It's definitely sci-fi. No, Terminator sci-fi. Period. Without question. I don't know where to go with it, man. Without eating up more questions, I just don't know.
Oh man. You
I
guys
mean, we
still
can
have-
ask about an era, but then we can get blanked out of that. Oh, did he exist in the 90s? I don't know. Did he exist in the 80s? No. 70s? No. I mean, all right. I'll ask another question regarding time.
Okay.
The figure was the figure released within the last 5 years.
The last 5 years. No.
So even older than 5 years. Okay. doggone it.
Yep.
All right. Not DC. It's not Marvel. Can't be Star Wars. So that's science fiction. Could be Lord of the Rings. But then again, they're elves and they're not really humans. They kind of are. Even the chat. Usually the chat has some tips. They don't even have it.
Yeah, they're stumbled too, or that either that or they're just kind of listening in.
I can't even imagine what Feezy. Phil's brain is frying.
Yeah, he's frying. Yeah, he's ready to go to bed. Yeah.
I can hear the bacon frying in Phil's head.
Let's see, wait. 14, making sure we're on track. I mean, you guys can always throw in the towel too if you're stumped. Nothing's going, but you still have 5 questions and a guess, so narrow that down.
How about how many movies have they appeared in?
I don't care. Go ahead.
How many movies? It's got to be yes or no, though, isn't it?
That's right. It's got to be yes or no. So you got to ask.
No.
Have they appeared in more than one movie?
Yes.
No. Did you say it's not DC, is it?
Right, not DC.
No, we already asked. Yeah.
I was going to say Harvey Dent for a second then, but he was good gone bad, wasn't he?
He hasn't been in 3 movies, has he?
He was in 2 though, was he?
Yeah, no more than that, I don't think.
Can't be if any of DC, isn't it?
Yeah. It wouldn't be that either. Oh man, I just. I have nothing left. I have nothing left.
All right, we got my guy Do Plenty in the house. Real quick, while you guys thinking, what up, y'all? What is up? Thank you for coming through, my guy. I appreciate you. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. S Beam in the house saying, coming back. He's like, down to 5. What is this? Yo, what's going on? You should be ashamed of yourselves. He didn't really say that.
Well,
I'm sure he's thinking
help me out. Help us out,
Yeah.
Bean. You're the one
you
that
got
usually
suggestions?
saves us. Why is he sitting off in the bleachers tonight?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He's working. Yeah, he has to work. He has to make that money.
No, he can work. He can find time to criticize. Come on, get in here, dude.
Yeah. All right. Recapping. So it's not from the past. It's older than 5 years.
All right.
Male human character based on a movie. Let's see. He was considered a good guy. Has some form of powers that were intentionally bestowed upon him. Let's see here. His powers corrupted this character in some way. Not horror, not in the MCU, not DC. Normal clothing for this character's setting. SpongeBob SquareBalls, Classic Thomas in the house. What's up? Thank you for coming through, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend so far.
Did
Nothing?
all right. Does this character appear in modern times?
In modern times, can you reword that? Like, what do you mean modern times?
Like, is this a character from out of the past, or does this character exist like in the present?
Oh, I see. Okay, yes or no question.
Is he in the 21st century?
No.
Is he from the 21st century?
No. You're referring to within their universe, right? Not like our real time.
No. I'm talking about our time. Like, in other words, okay. In other words, if it were Johnny Depp's character, Pirates of the Caribbean, it would have taken place in that time of the Buccaneers.
Right, within
what
the
I'm
movie.
asking is this particular character that we're talking about now, is his storyline does his storyline take place in the present time?
In the present. Okay, then no. If that's the case, no.
Okay. So Phil, we know that whoever this character is, their storyline is a character that could be in the past or the future.
Three questions and a guess. Oh, Classic Thomas's suggestion here is this a one-off figure?
Oh,
That's a suggestion there.
well, now, if we ask that, we have to determine a one-off figure. Oh, you want us to ask that, Phil?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Cool.
Is it a one-off figure?
No, it is not a one-off figure.
Okay, so Hot Toys has released this more than once. Or, I think that's what I'm assuming. Unless you're saying that, yeah. Right? Wouldn't that be the assumption? If it's not a one-off, that means they released it more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I took
That's what
that
I
question.
would
Yeah.
All right. Is this a figure from the past?
Yes.
'Cause I was trying to narrow down between present and future. Okay, go.
Okay, you got
Right.
one more question and then your guess.
I'm kind of thinking the same thing as you there, Mike, with the Jack Sparrow side of it, but then I'm thinking he hasn't got any powers, is he?
No, I was just throwing that out to kind of whittle things down because he already did that one too. He did a game with, I believe, right, Feezy?
It was Angelica,
Oh, yeah. So
Blackbeard's daughter.
okay, that's right.
But yeah, that was part of that. Yeah, that universe. All right, here we go. One more and a guess. I think you guys have all the pieces you need there. But again, like I reiterating the genre. It was controversial.
Yeah.
You guys asked if it was sci-fi
And horror.
and horror, yeah. Once considered a good guy, movie adaptation, male human.
It wasn't horror.
Not horror. Not MCU, not DC.
Can't be.
In more than one movie. This character appeared in more, or the figure this character is based on appeared in more than one movie. Yeah, they're stumped. You guys throwing in the towel?
We're either gonna kick ourselves, Phil, or we're gonna do what I've done more than once before. I want to jump
Yeah.
through the friggin' internet and wring his neck.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he'll say some stuff, man. I try to be good tonight, Feezy.
Yeah, your first time back in a while.
I know. I'm coming.
That's probably gonna change.
I'm coming back from a detox. I'm smelling.
Yeah, feeling good.
Oh,
Good attitude. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
good
just go sending you right back in there.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna have to do another retreat next week.
Yeah. Damn you, Feezy.
I throw in the towel.
All right.
Phil, I'll leave it up to you, man. I have nothing left, bro.
I just can't think of IP. I would have cited.
You got one question, I guess, Phil, if that matters. If not, if you just want to go swing for the fences or go for the Hail Mary.
Is it Disney?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
All right, all or nothing.
Phil, I'm gonna be quiet. You think. You just think. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just think.
All or nothing.
What's the controversial side of it? That's what's getting me and throwing me. I'm thinking, what was?
Again, I was referring to the genre on that regard. The genres.
Yeah.
Okay, you got something or no? You want to reveal what the answer is?
I just can't think. I know it's going to be obvious and it's going to be a slap in the face when you say it is.
Yeah, I think we're having a discussion about this one. You guys ready for the answer? You don't want, or you just want to take a random guess? You might as well.
I'm trying to get a villain in my head that it could be. Disney.
Especially as you generally, if Hot Toys have released more than one figure, you know.
But they've done it a million times with a million figures. That's the crazy thing. I mean, just look at all the stuff they pumped out.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You got me. I don't know.
Yeah,
Nothing? All right. Well, I'm sorry, gentlemen. It was a good run.
Yeah.
But let's reveal the answer. It was Dark Side Anakin from Revenge of the Sith. Here we go.
I thought we assumed that it wasn't that when we said something.
Yeah. So that's where the controversy comes in, right? Some people don't consider this science fiction; they consider it fantasy. And so there's
come on.
There's the
Phil, I go through this with him.
You're a patient man, Mike. You're a patient man.
You're a patient man.
I know, man.
And to be fair, I mean, I would consider this science fiction as well, but I was doing a lot of reading here, and people were saying it's science fantasy, right? Which isn't science fiction.
Good call.
So I don't know, but
well, I understand the fantasy part of it because it's really like swords and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a different rendition of the knights and sabers and then that comes into Merlin, and when you come into Merlin, now you bring the magic in, and then it brings the fantasy. So I understand how you come up with that, but it's still science fiction.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. Yeah, I would say it's science fiction, but it seems like the masses
I can
have spoken.
The fantasy part. Yes, I can understand.
I think someone went. They were saying like they can see it as being like a fantasy with like light swords. I think they said.
Well, I totally dismiss Star Wars simply because I just because of that aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then when Phil said Disney, that really threw me off. Then I said, well, it couldn't be Star Wars. I don't know why I said that, but I was thinking. But here's the other thing. Hold on a second. When I asked if it was a character of the past, you're thinking something different than I'm thinking, Feezy.
Yeah, well, that's a tough. I mean, this is
That's not a character from the past.
right. This was a
I
what
was
it?
thinking when I was asking that question, I was asking that question historically.
I gotcha. Yeah, well, it's tough, right? Because
Yeah.
like, I mean,
So
this
in my
is the
head, I'm thinking like, you know, Edgar Allan Poe. I'm thinking,
yeah.
and the other
You're
thing
thinking like
I'm like, well, if it's not, because I'm thinking Universal Horror. There's a million characters who are inflicted and became monsters. So
Yeah.
I was thinking that, but I said, no. He said it's not a horror. So, because I had, and then the other thing I was thinking that popped into my head, but then you said it wasn't DC. I was thinking, well, maybe it's Black Adam.
yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I had Black Adam as well. I got Black Adam.
Were you thinking of that, Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, well, Black Adam would be perfect. And like, oh no, that's
Not
DC.
3 years.
Yeah, and it's
DC.
DC. So I was just so messed up. But
Good game. Good game.
yeah,
Yeah, it's tough because like there's some of them there's not like any clear answers on these, and so I kind of have to. That's where I throw you guys some hints.
tricky.
You know, I'm already getting some tomatoes thrown here. Like, boo. Okay, just it's like rigged. SpongeBob is saying, Feezy, I think you're stretching on this one.
Thank you.
Clearly, yeah. KG Smith saying I'm sticking with his sci-fi. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I would also, but I've even heard people on other streams within our community saying it's not. Also, they're saying it's more again like leaning more towards fantasy. I would say Google it for anyone who's curious and see what you come up with it. There's a lot of like I said, controversy around if this is considered. People are saying, you know, like George Lucas himself, you know, considers it science fantasy, which isn't sci-fi, and there's just whole this back and forth, and so it's out there.
Thank you, Chad, because I come in here, man, and I play these games, and he skins me alive.
Yeah.
I leave out of here like what's his face? He does to me like what's her name? Doggone it, Professor X's daughter. Remember when she skinned Johnny Storm in Deadpool?
Yeah, you're talking about his sister Nova.
Yeah,
Cassandra.
Johnny,
yeah.
Johnny Storm. That's what you do to me when I play this game.
I try not to, man. I try to help you guys, but yeah, sometimes
you skin me alive.
There's some blurry lines there. But no, I picked this one because we obviously talked about the 112 scale, Fallen Savior.
We just talked about it.
Yeah.
On the show.
And I know this is one that people are like eagerly anticipating. They re-release Hot Toys as a 2.0 on, including me, because I don't have this. I mentioned I don't have any version of this character of Darkseid Anakin in my collection. So if they bring this, if they do this 2.0, I think I'd be jumping on this one also. But yeah, 2018, so just outside of the 5-year window. That you asked. He was once a good guy, appeared in multiple movies, obviously. You know, so all the key things were there.
Those clues would have been easy.
Yeah.
To take Anakin out of it, but once again, it's that discrepancy about what is the past, present, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It just blurred the lines a little bit more.
It did, yeah. But what is the opening
the
like?
The actual questions that Phil and I asked really were very, kind of honed in there.
Yeah. So if someone asked you guys, you guys would clearly say this is sci-fi?
Yeah.
Well, I understand where the fantasy comes in.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's tough, right? Yeah. It was kind of the same situation we had with Pirates of the Caribbean, right? It was like, people were thinking that's fantasy. Others, more like, I don't know, supernatural / action adventure type of genre. So there's definitely some of those.
Action adventure, I think, is just an excuse.
Yeah.
The kids are color different, blur different genres. That action adventure, man, I don't buy that.
Yeah.
One. It's not specific enough. Horror specific, science fiction specific, action and adventure. Well, there's action and adventure in a lot of different kinds of movies.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, and
that's more an adjective or a verb.
Yeah, I learned recently also that there's like, what do they call it? Like hard fantasy, right? Like when we think of fantasy, it's like Lord of the Rings, like Dungeons and Dragons. But then I guess there's like a genre of like soft fantasy, or something like that, right? That's where people were thinking pirates will go in, but yeah.
Now we got soft. Well, we got soft porn too. So.
Yeah, and hardcore, yeah. But yeah, 2.0 Anakin. I think
They're called subgenres.
yeah, subgenres. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully we get this soon. Yeah, for part of that dark side event that Hot Toys has. But yeah, either way, that was a good effort, gentlemen. But yeah, I know this is kind of tough sometimes, but you gave it your all. Appreciate you guys playing, sticking around, and hanging in there on this 3.5 hour stream. They always go pretty long, but thank you for staying this whole time, talking figures with us, and spending your time, here on the Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go around the clock here. Phil, starting with you. Anything coming up, or anything you want to plug?
Just a few more, probably a little bit more photography with the Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Just waiting on that Hot Toys Tech and the Obi-Wan show, Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah,
to be released. So
that's right. Those got delayed, right? The Obi-Wan did.
Eagerly anticipating that one, but yeah, other than that, I keep threatening to do some behind-the-scenes YouTube photography, but I haven't braved the step yet. So
Come on, make those threats good.
Yeah, when you're ready.
appreciate it, Mike. Appreciate it. I will.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I have Rogue One Photography. His link in the description below. Check out his stuff on IG.
Appreciate that.
And show him some love if you get a chance. If you like what he's doing, throw some love his way. It's well deserved there. And Mike, Action Figure Academy, again, welcome back. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us, man. I appreciate you coming through. What do you got going on? What do you got coming up?
Yeah, so anybody out there, Action Figure Academy on YouTube, looking for you to subscribe, please, if you will. Currently have 112. I'm doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. Every 100 subscribers, I'm giving away a clue to what's in the box.
What's in the box?
Right here. So I'm at 112 subscribers, which means you get the first clue, and the first clue to what's inside the box is surrounded by humans.
Surrounded by humans.
Surrounded by humans. Some other additional clues is there's a very good chance that once this figure is sold out, probably won't be ever made again. So it's the potential to be a quote unquote grail.
Yeah.
Right. So once I get to 200 subscribers, I'll give away the second clue to what's in the box. Now, whoever guesses what's in the box doesn't win it. It's just an idea of what's ahead. Once I get to 500 subscribers, if nobody's guessed what's in the box, of course, I will let you know, and the winner will get what's in the box.
There we go.
Appreciate it very much. So yes, Action Figure Academy on YouTube. Oh, by the way, when you do subscribe, make sure you also hit the notification bell, click all as well, and make sure that I can see you, because sometimes you can subscribe, but I won't be able to see who it is. Make sure that I can see you, because if you subscribe and I can't tell who it is, then you don't get into the drawing for the figure. So make sure that I can see you. So that gives you the incentive to go ahead and subscribe, because out of the 112 subscribers that I have right now, I can't see a whole lot of them. Physically can't see a whole lot of them. So if you subscribe, there's a very good chance you could win. Your odds are really good right now. And you can also find me on Instagram. Now on Instagram, you'll find me under M. Elliott at I always get my Instagram.
I'll put it in the description too after the stream. I'll put both your YouTube and your IG links in there as well.
On Instagram, you'll find some toy photography, but those are really just kind of photographs that I do for fun. I have some more quote unquote more artistic photographs that I will be putting up for purchase in the near future. They're more artistic looking, but the ones that are on Instagram are, like I said, just for fun. But yeah, once again, Feezy, thank you very much. I really appreciate your support and give me the opportunity to come up here and have fun. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
It's all about. Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, and again, if you guys help Mike get up there, as well as Phil, Rogue One Photography, get their content up there, and like I said, check them out. Their stuff on their socials, and show them some love if you're enjoying what they're doing, and help Mike get up there, and maybe you can get a figure out of that. So we shall see. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as far as me, I will, just keep it locked on the socials, IG and my Facebook. We'll post up when I plan on doing streams, and then of course, obviously my YouTube. I'll schedule stuff in there, but yeah, I don't have anything regularly ongoing, so it's kind of when I have time and when I feel like there's figures that I want to talk about. So just keep an eye on those. But thank you for any support that you have shown the channel thus far, and any time that you've given us. Always appreciated. And I hope you all have a great rest of the weekend, or a great rest of the week whenever you're watching this. I appreciate you watching the replay. Let's see here. I think I covered everything. But with that, thanks again. Have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one. Later, all.